Lu Tiandu boasted and challenged, Hava? You proposed fighting at the same level, and you're the ones afraid. Is the Chaos Holy Land getting weaker and weaker? The Chaos Holy Master became worried and looked at Elder DTN and Xiao Yun. Elder DTN was also clenching his teeth, suppressing his emotions. Xiao Yun stepped forward. His voice echoed. Divine Bridge Realm is Divine Bridge Realm. Senior Lu, please stay at the Chaos Holy Land as a guest for a month. Elder DTN watched intently as Xiao Yun confidently stepped forward to accept the challenge. Xiao Yun continued, in a month, I will definitely enter the Divine Bridge Realm and fight you. As he spoke, he thought to himself, if the system gave me the mission, it means I definitely have a chance to complete it. Lu Tiandu was slightly surprised to see Xiao Yun accept the challenge, and he agreed, alright. I agree to your request. Inside, he thought to himself, young people are truly quick to anger. He's already fallen for my trap. Although Xiao Yun was very confident, Elder DTN still said no. No, either fight a battle in the Qi Gathering Realm. Or wait for a showdown on the path to becoming a great emperor. Lu Tiandu replied with amusement. DTN, your disciple has already agreed. Now you're regretting it? His mind will shatter if he breaks his promise. Elder DTN's eyes widened in surprise. This, he pondered. Lu Tiandu was right. Someone who becomes a great emperor's mind absolutely cannot have a single crack. Otherwise, it will shatter under the emperor's tribulation. Elder DTN and Xiao Yun's faces fell as the Chaos Holy Master persuaded them. Xiao Yun, Lu Tiandu has cultivated for over 1,000 years. His combat experience and skills far surpass yours. Furthermore, the Divine Bridge Realm uses spiritual energy to cultivate divine abilities for battle. Lu Tiandu's divine abilities have reached the peak. You've just entered the Divine Bridge Realm. How can you fight him? Lu Tiandu continued his sarcastic tone. Xiao Yun, your holy master is right. If you're afraid, you should go back and cultivate diligently. Xiao Yun retorted immediately, you're just a second-tier reincarnation divine body. I defeated many supreme bodies. Even in the Divine Bridge Realm, I can still defeat you. As he finished speaking, Xiao Yun turned to leave. Elder DTN called out his name. Xiao Yun. Xiao Yun affirmed, Master, Holy Master, don't try to persuade me. If I back down, it will leave a crack in my mind. Elder DTN worried inwardly. What was I thinking mentioning the great emperor's battlefield? I've gone from frying fish to frying myself. However, Xiao Yun was not afraid. He turned back and smiled brightly at Elder DTN, asking for a favor. Please take me back to cultivate in seclusion, Master. In a month, I will definitely defeat Lu Tiandu. Elder DTN readily agreed. Alright, Lu Tiandu bid farewell to the Chaos Holy Master. Holy Master, I'll trouble your noble land for a month. After saying that, Lu Tiandu left quickly, not forgetting to say a final word. Fellow Taoists of the Chaos Holy Land, today, I, Lu Tiandu, have come here to challenge Xiao Yun to a duel on the Great Emperor's battlefield in the Divine Bridge Realm. Seeing Lu Tiandu achieve his goal with a satisfied expression, the Chaos Holy Master angrily cursed under his breath. Damn it, this Lu Tiandu is truly cunning. If Xiao Yun were to lose to Lu Tiandu in front of everyone, it would surely shatter his Tao heart, and it would also affect his reputation at the Holy Land. Those listening to Lu Tiandu's words began to discuss it. Kung Ziqing watched for a while. Brother Xiao must be out of his mind. He actually dared to challenge Lu Tiandu. Another person agreed. Yes, he's a 1,000-year-old monster. Someone else said, didn't Brother Xiao defeat the old ancestor? Surely he won't lose. Another person joined the discussion. What do you know? The Divine Bridge Realm uses divine abilities. Brother Xiao just entered the Divine Bridge Realm. How can he possibly learn? Kung Ziqing smiled, feeling that Xiao Yun was making a foolish decision. Has Xiao Yun become arrogant and forgotten himself? He actually dares to claim that he will fight Lu Tiandu in the Divine Bridge Realm in a month. The power of divine abilities far surpasses battle techniques. In such a hurry, Xiao Yun can't possibly cultivate divine abilities. He will definitely lose. At Emperor Peak, an ancient temple appeared. Many people were present in the challenge area. Lin Xiaoya and Fu Ling were among the crowd, cheering for Xiao Yun. Xiao Wuji couldn't help but speak from behind Xiao Yun. Xiao Yun, are you crazy? You're challenging Lu Tiandu in the Divine Bridge Realm? You're literally asking for humiliation. However, Xiao Yun confidently smiled and replied, even though supreme bodies like you guys were defeated by me. He's just a measly second-tier reincarnation. What am I afraid of? Xiao Wuji scoffed. You're an idiot. If he were your peer, you'd definitely win. Xiao Wuji was extremely serious as he advised Xiao Yun. But he has cultivated for over 1,000 years. His divine abilities are all at their peak. He's opened up the reincarnation to the highest level. Xiao Wuji continued to insist, even if there were 10 of you in the Divine Bridge realm, you'd still definitely lose. In front of Emperor Peak, Xiao Wuji looked at Xiao Yun with skepticism. Xiao Yun, on the other hand, lightly nudged him on the shoulder, unconcerned, and said to Xiao Wuji, "Don't apply your weakling's mentality to me. You guys would lose to him, but it doesn't mean I would. I am now a peerless figure. No matter who I fight, I am invincible." Realizing he couldn't persuade Xiao Yun, Xiao Wuji left with a final reminder: if you're looking for humiliation, I have nothing to say. Wait until your invincible spirit cracks, and then we'll see how you become a great emperor. Fu Ling also stepped forward and offered her opinion. Young master, though Xiao Wuji's words are harsh, they do have some logic. You haven't cultivated divine abilities. It's basically impossible to defeat Lu Tiandu. Xiao Yun was touched by her concern and blushed with amusement, turning to reply. Don't worry, Fu Ling. As soon as I level up, I'll immediately cultivate divine abilities. Don't you know about my comprehension? Fu Ling's face became extremely serious, presenting the harsh reality to Xiao Yun. Young master, I'm afraid you don't know. Divine abilities are hundreds of thousands of times more difficult than battle techniques. Many people die before they can cultivate a single divine ability to its peak. A month is too short. Hearing Lin Xiaoya's voice from behind, Xiao Yun looked down. Lin Xiaoya continued Fu Ling's words. Brother Xiao, master's words are true. Divine abilities are truly difficult to cultivate. I'm still practicing a mid-level divine ability, and it has taken me a whole month. I haven't even begun to master it. Xiao Yun smiled brightly and confidently said. With your meager talent, how can you compare to your big brother? After saying that, Xiao Yun strode forward. Seeing Xiao Yun's resolute and arrogant attitude, Jishuan Yu frowned with doubt. Xiao Yun spoke as he walked away. All right, go play quickly. Time is of the essence. Big brother needs to go and break through to the Divine Bridge realm. In his mind, Xiao Yun thought to himself, Lu Tiandu, no matter how strong you are, can you compare to a hacker? Wait, in a month, I'll beat you until your mother wouldn't recognize you. At Xiao Yun's residence, Xiao Yun sat cross-legged on the floor, his hands clenched, practicing his qi cultivation. He alternated between cultivating and pondering, calculating. After that battle in the illusory demon tower, I still have 300 enlightenment points. So, a drumbeat, charged to the peak of the Divine Bridge realm. Xiao Yun's body tensed up as he cultivated his qi. A powerful blow erupted, engulfing him. Xiao Yun silently called out, System, use enlightenment. Xiao Yun successfully entered the system's empty space. Looking up at the burst of spirit energy in the system space, swirling around his body, Xiao Yun thought, to enter the Divine Bridge realm, you need to condense your spirit energy into a liquid state. A moment later, the system transmitted the necessary qi power to Xiao Yun's hand. Xiao Yun carefully observed the qi in his hand, thinking, this bit of spirit energy can probably only control 1 million caddies of strength, only 1/10 of my current strength. It seems I need to use the spirit tempering heaven from the chaos scripture to continue to enhance it. Xiao Yun furrowed his brow, broke out in a cold sweat, and closed his eyes. Silently requesting, System, use enlightenment with spirit tempering heaven. The system menu appeared, displaying a countdown notification. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Spirit tempering heaven 1. Spirit tempering heaven 2. The system continued to display messages. Meanwhile, Xiao Yun felt his body shake violently and endured the excruciating pain, clenching his teeth. The system transmitted a message, Primary Spirit Tempering Heaven 1 has been completed. Beginning Intermediate Spirit Tempering Heaven 1. Xiao Yun felt it in his head. Spirit Tempering 9 refinements. Each refinement doubles spirit energy, a total increase of 9 times. Truly against the heavens, but this pain is truly terrifying. Xiao Yun opened his eyes wide and looked at the equipment that had appeared in the room. The system counted. 5, Xiao Yun pondered. The spirit treasures that replenish spirit energy, obtained from the Dragon Claw Cave, can finally be used. The system continued. 4, Xiao Yun took a piece of spirit energy and bit and chewed it, enduring the pain. The system counted. 3, Xiao Yun thought to himself, it hurts so much. And the enlightenment points are being consumed so quickly. The system continued. 2, Xiao Yun was encouraged, but it's worth it to become the strongest. After all, I can cheat and get more. Xiao Yun closed his eyes tightly and silently said, I'm going. The system displayed the number 1, the countdown finally ended. The system displayed the number 0, the system disappeared into the space, and the room became eerily quiet. The scene shifts to a different location. Lu Tiandu's residence. Elder DTN, playing Go, sat opposite Lu Tiandu. Lu Tiandu boasted, "DTN, you've lost again." Elder DTN snorted softly. "Oof. My disciple can defeat you. That's all that matters." A faint wisp of smoke wafted from the incense burner on the table. Lu Tiandu looked at Elder DTN, reminding him, perhaps in the future, but in the Divine Bridge realm, he absolutely cannot defeat me. The key to the Divine Bridge realm is spirit energy and divine abilities. Even if he breaks through, the spirit energy he condenses will likely only be able to control 1/10 of his current strength. As he spoke, Lu Tiandu gently placed a chess piece on the board and continued, "Furthermore, in terms of divine abilities, I've already cultivated various divine abilities to their peak, and I have rich combat experience." Lu Tiandu cast an arrogant glance, sneered, and conveyed his message to Elder DTN. His hand, which was on the chessboard, rose into a clenched fist, affirming, "Therefore, the probability of him defeating me is 0. Seeing Xiaoyun being belittled by Lu Tiandu, Elder DTN frowned but tried to suppress his emotions, putting his absolute trust in Xiaoyun. So what? I believe in my disciple. He will definitely defeat you." 9 days later, Xiaoyun was still sitting in meditation, his eyes tightly shut, focusing his qi, concentrating it in his hand, creating a glowing golden qi stream. All that qi gathered into a brilliant golden orb, radiating a halo on Xiaoyun's forehead. He kept his eyes closed and said, "Finally, I just need to cultivate a little more, and I'll be done." The joints in his body became clearly visible. The powerful golden qi spread around him. His posture in meditation, he thought, with my powerful spirit energy, I can now observe the inside of my body. Through my spirit energy, I can see not only my mind but also my meridians, acupoints, bones, blood, and flesh. Xiaoyun opened his eyes wide. The source of light-gathering spirit energy on his forehead was like an eye that opened his senses, allowing him to fully grasp his bodily condition. He looked at his hands, radiating spirit energy. With sparkling eyes, and a satisfied smile spread across his face. "It cost me 100 enlightenment points, but the effect is worth it." Xiaoyun now felt incredibly confident in his current fighting ability. Don't even talk about the Divine Bridge realm. Even a master of the spirit energy movement heaven realm wouldn't be as strong as me. After Lu Tiandu is suppressed, he definitely won't be as strong as me now. Xiaoyun smiled triumphantly. He had 2 weapons on each side. On one side was a black-silver sword radiating silver spirit energy, and on the other side was a golden sword emanating golden spirit energy. He analyzed the 2 weapons. The golden dragon sword, given to me by the Holy Master, is very light. It's strong in terms of speed. The demon sword, given to me by Master, is very heavy. It's strong in terms of attack. Each sword had its own advantages and disadvantages, suitable for different situations. Furthermore, they complemented each other. Xiaoyun's eyes lit up, looking at the 2 treasured swords in his hands, and he thought to himself, refine both of these flying swords. 2 hours later, he stepped out of his cultivation room, carrying the 2 swords. He said with satisfaction, "It's done. I, Master Xiao, can finally fly on a sword." Ha 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 ha. After saying that, he rode his sword and soared into the air. The wind howled, and leaves danced around. On the other side, the 3 sisters were chatting. Xiaoya said with concern, "Brother Xiao has been cultivating in seclusion for 9 days. There isn't much time left for him to cultivate divine abilities." Fu Ling also replied in a panicked tone, "Yes, to be honest, even if the young master had a month, it would be very difficult to cultivate a single divine ability." A white arrow appeared in the sky, preparing to land. Ji Xuanyu continued, "Brother Xiao is out. He's ascended to the Divine Bridge realm." Xiaoyun flew over on his sword, standing on it, his arms crossed before his chest, looking down at his sisters with pride, and smiling. The feeling of flying is exhilarating. Xiaoyun flew past like a long streak of light, causing everyone there to exclaim in surprise, "Brother Xiao! He's broken through. He's so fast." Another disciple said, "Yes, maybe he can really defeat Lu Tiandu." Another person expressed concern, "He might be able to in the future, but for now, it's very difficult." Tian stood in the room, looking out, his face showing a mix of satisfaction and pride. In just 9 days, he has condensed his spirit energy. Throughout the world, only my disciple can do this. Tian said that and closed the window, turning back into the room. Lu Tiandu was also there. He sneered in scorn. Xiao Yun is starting to fantasize again. He's very talented. I'm looking forward to his rapid growth, so he can help me become a great emperor. Di Tian's face began to show some anger. He stared directly at Lu Tiandu with cold eyes, his tone threatening, shattering his dreams. HMPH, you better get stronger quickly. My disciple will eventually cut off your path to becoming an emperor. Lu Tiandu touched the teapot on the table, smiling brightly. I'm looking forward to it. Within his spirit energy search range, Xiao Yun opened the eye on his forehead. His two hands clasped together, his eyes closed, focusing on searching for spirit energy. He thought to himself, my maximum spirit energy search range can cover Emperor Peak. I wonder what level it is in the Divine Bridge realm. After searching for a while, Xiao Yun landed on the ground where his three sisters were standing. He immediately asked his sister, Sister Ji, after you ascended to the Divine Bridge realm, what was your spirit energy search range? Ji Xuanyu replied, my spirit energy is also strong, and I can cover the entire palace. Xiaoya answered, mine is about the same. Xiao Yun looked confused and skeptical. His mouth twitching slightly. You call that strong? Fu Ling spoke up at this point. Young master, what is your spirit energy search range? Xiao Yun modestly smiled and replied. It's not that large, actually. I can only search within the entire Emperor Peak. Hearing this, Fu Ling, Ji Xuanyu, and Xiaoya were all shocked and exclaimed in unison, what? The entire Emperor Peak? Xiaoya and Fu Ling both frowned and said in unison. It's always comparing to others, it's really infuriating. Xiao Yun leaned back, sighed, and closed his eyes innocently. I really don't want to discourage you guys. But Fu Ling insisted on asking. From somewhere, Di Tian suddenly descended, his eyes shining brightly. He smiled excitedly and asked, my good disciple, quickly tell your master. After you ascended to the Shenshao realm, about how much range your spiritual power can cover? Xiao Yun knelt down, clasped his hands in a report stance and said. Disciple's spiritual power, it can just barely cover the entirety of Di Feng. Di Tian was very pleased. He raised his hand, his palm flashing with a blue light. So powerful, huh? Quickly, let me see your spirit see. Xiao Yun stood up, still in the same stance, head bowed. His eyes remained closed as he replied, yes. Di Tian reached out to examine Xiao Yun's spirit see on his forehead. He was both surprised and delighted. It's a golden Dan spiritual power. You just entered the Shenshao realm. How can you condense a golden Dan spiritual power? Xiaoya heard this and curiously asked Fu Ling. Master, what is golden Dan spiritual power? She clasped her hands, her eyes looking at Xiao Yun with admiration. She answered, golden Dan spiritual power is a high-quality spiritual power. Only when you enter the transcendent realm can you condense it. Of course, there's another way, through the 9 refinements of the chaos scripture. Di Tian spread out his hand, palm facing upwards, and confirmed in astonishment, disciple, have you already completed the 9 refinements? Xiao Yun replied decisively, yes. Di Tian burst into laughter. Unable to conceal his joy and pride, his expectations for Xiao Yun high. Even your master, until now, can only reach 7 refinements. That Lu Tiandu is about the same. So, if you suppress your cultivation to the Shenshao realm, your spiritual power is already stronger than his. Fu Ling was also shocked by Xiao Yun's strength. My old master spent 1,000 years on 7 refinements, but the young master completed the 9 refinements in 9 days. Xiaoya chimed in, even the old ancestor doesn't have this kind of aptitude. Tishi Yuzhan added, it feels like he's eating a Bodhi fruit every day. Xiao Yun, receiving the praise, beamed with pride. He gave a friendly smile, and secretly thought, I have a system here. It really is like eating a Bodhi fruit every day. And not just one every day. But he didn't over-rely on the system. Xiao Yun turned to Di Tian and asked, Master. Next, I need to cultivate divine powers, but I don't know which ones to cultivate. Please guide me. Di Tian put his hands behind his back and answered, you've come to the right person. Your master and Lu Tiandu have been fighting for many years. Of course, I know which divine powers can restrain him. Xiao Yun raised his hand excitedly. Let's go to the spirit pavilion and choose divine powers. Di Tian furrowed his brow, his face showing a hint of worry. However, these divine powers are all extremely difficult to master. Xiao Yun confidently asked back, Master, don't you believe in your disciple? Di Tian retracted his worry and said, you're right. The 9 refinements couldn't stop you. So divine powers are even less of an issue. Tell me, how can I counter Lu Tiandu? Fu Ling stood to the side, listening to their conversation. Di Tian began explaining in detail, his expression extremely serious. The Chongdong physique has 3 most powerful abilities. Illusory realm power, which draws people into illusions. Heaven opening power, an attack that incorporates spiritual power and divine firepower, an extremely high temperature that nothing can withstand. As he spoke, he spread out his palm to illustrate. Xiao Yun was completely dumbfounded, his eyes turning white. In his mind, he imagined a black eye within a red circle. He thought to himself, illusions, spiritual attacks, divine fire. Could this Chongdong be related to the Sharingan? Di Tian continued, therefore, to counter his heaven-opening power. The first divine power I've chosen for you is the Golden Bell Transformation, which is an upgrade from the Golden Bell Transformation. The image goes from a simple Chaos Bell to a more advanced version with more patterns and Qi energy. He continued, next, there's the Myriad Swords Flow and the 4 Symbols Sword Formation. Additionally, there's the Fushi Seal and the Zhanbing Sword Seal. After combining them properly, you can break through the divine firepower. Having said this, Di Tian clenched his fist, as if to say, as long as you do this, you will definitely win. His eyes showed a firm determination to win. Xiao Yun stood there, listening, and even began to sweat. Xiao Yun asked, looking at Di Tian, Master, how can I counter the Chongdong's illusory realm power? Di Tian immediately gave him the answer. There's another divine power called the Immovable King Seal, a Buddhist divine power that can suppress the spirit and destroy illusions. With so many divine powers, it should be enough. Let's go. After listening, Xiao Yun had already planned his next move. He mounted his sword and soared away. Before leaving, he didn't forget to bid farewell to his master. Thank you, master. I'm going to choose my divine powers. Fu Ling and Di Tian looked on with reassurance as Xiao Yun flew away. At the Spirit Pavilion. Pillars were arranged to create a magical formation, with a large object in the center emitting a blue light that shot straight up into the sky. Disciples were walking around the yard. Seeing Xiao Yun arrive, the group began discussing. One of them greeted him. Senior brother Xiao has ascended to the Xinqiao realm. Are you here to choose divine powers? Another asked. I wonder which divine power senior brother Xiao will choose. Someone else asserted confidently. It's going to be the strongest one, for sure. However, someone else added, there are only 21 days left. You won't be able to learn it. Right? It's too short a time. Even the simplest divine power is impossible to learn. Xiao Yun ignored their words. He placed one hand over his chest, turned to the Spirit Pavilion without hesitation, and listed all the skills he wanted to learn. Give me 6 divine powers. Myriad Swords Flow, Immovable King Seal, Fushi Seal, Zhanbing Sword Seal, for Symbol Sword Formation, and Golden Bell Transformation. The others were stunned. Jaws agape. The person who had objected earlier was so shocked that he spat out water. Everyone there was still in shock, continuing to discuss. Their hands spread wide in bewilderment, their faces filled with disbelief. They said, 3 days, 300 years, you still won't be able to learn a single one of those. Is this guy crazy? Simultaneously, a pile of scriptures descended from the Spirit Pavilion. Xiao Yun wasn't satisfied yet. He hugged the pile of scriptures with one hand and continued to request Spirit Pavilion. Are there any that are similar in style to the 9 transformations Phantom Fist? Preferably fist techniques created by the Grandmaster, the strongest ones. He secretly thought, the Great Dao Battle technique can increase Dao patterns with similar techniques. If there are similar techniques, I'll be even stronger after mastering them. Those witnessing this were already in shock, but now they were even more shocked. Their eyes wide, their mouths agape. They looked like they were thinking, oh, this is unbelievable. This guy is definitely not human. The Spirit Pavilion sent down another scripture, fulfilling his request. Xiao Yun reached out to receive it, saying, perfect. He looked at the people there with satisfaction, their faces blank. Though they didn't say anything, he could sense their thoughts. Unbelievable. There are still people like this in the world. Xiao Yun had collected all the cultivation scriptures he wanted from the Spirit Pavilion. He held the scroll, his eyes looking into the distance, and made a decision. I want to go to the True God Realm's cultivation chamber. He thought with a heart full of anticipation and excitement. Let's go. Xiao Yun opened a spatial vortex, his hand outstretched in front of him. He gave a gentle smile, a silent farewell to the others, and prepared to enter. After he entered, the people there began to discuss again. Someone said, my God, he even chose a divine power that takes 3 days to learn. Another person expressed disbelief, it's impossible. Unless he eats Bodhi fruit like it's rice. Someone else chimed in, that's right. These 7 divine powers are 7 out of the 10 great divine powers of the Holy Land. Their difficulty levels are all super high. None of them thought that Xiao Yun could master all the scriptures within such a short time. Meanwhile, in the system space, Xiao Yun had already begun cultivating the techniques. He opened the system and requested, "System, use enlightenment for the myriad swords flow." The myriad swords flow scripture unfolded in front of him. He closed his eyes, his hands placed on his knees. A powerful golden chi energy emanated from him. 3 days later, Xiao Yun was still in the system, mumbling something to himself. Xiao Yun continued to cultivate in that same position. The only difference being that he was no longer wearing his cultivation robe. Countless blue swords pointed downwards and abundant spiritual power emanated around him, shining brightly. Xiao Yun smiled with satisfaction and said, "Few 3 days, just enough to spend 15 enlightenment sessions. Finally, I mastered one divine power." He clutched the scripture, a happy grin spreading across his face. He calculated 21 days, 7 divine powers. I should be able to master them. Then he confidently and excitedly thought, "Lu Tiandu, this time you're doomed." On the other side, Lu Tiandu sat facing DTN. He asked curiously, "What's got you so happy?" "You beat me again?" DTN couldn't hide his joy. He grinned confidently. "Just thinking about how you'll lose to my disciple in a month's time, losing face in front of everyone." "Of course, I'm happy." Lu Tiandu guessed, "According to my calculations, your disciple has extremely powerful talent. So after he ascends to the Shinchao realm, his spiritual power will also be very strong. This has given you excessive confidence." He continued his analysis. "However, even if his spiritual power can contend with mine, his divine power is far inferior." DTN remained confident. "Let's just wait and see." Seeing DTN's attitude, Lu Tiandu began to feel a little uneasy. He thought, why is DTN suddenly so confident? He must know the absolute gap between me and Xiao Yun. Could there be a hidden secret? Lu Tiandu stroked his chin, his eyes narrowed as he considered all possible scenarios. He thought to himself, no, that's not right. He's definitely trying to act mysterious, trying to scare me into canceling the truce. That's gotta be it. DTN, oh DTN, using even this kind of tactic, it's enough to prove that you're completely exhausted. DTN observed his expression and chuckled inwardly. Out there, a pillar of golden light shot up from the great Emperor Thunder. The two ends connected by a series of characters forming a circle. This spectacle startled everyone. They rushed outside to witness this miraculous event. Lu Tiandu was also there. He laughed arrogantly. It's worthy of being a treasure crafted by the great emperor. It's truly incomparable to ordinary objects. I have to craft one myself someday and find a disciple who can inherit my lifelong skills. DTN stood behind him, unable to contain his self-satisfaction. He said to Lu Tiandu, "Don't boast too soon." He turned and retorted with a smirk, "I've never boasted since I was a child." With that, he jumped onto the great Emperor Thunder. Standing under the platform's halo, he spread his arms out, confidently declaring, "I am the one and only." The people present were stunned by this scene, and they began to speak out indignantly. "This bastard is so arrogant. I really want to beat him up. Too bad we can't beat Lu Tiandu, let's hope Xiao Yun can bring a surprise." Just as they mentioned him, Xiao Yun arrived, calmly sitting on his flying sword. Behind him was a pure golden dragon, its mouth open and its tongue sticking out. Lu Tiandu, looking down at Xiao Yun who was flying on his sword, shouted, "You wasted a month of my time. Now, it's all over." Xiao Yun, like a ray of light, shot towards him and immediately retorted, "If you're so eager to give up, then I'll fulfill your wish." Xiao Yun, with his hands clasped before his chest, gracefully jumped down onto the great Emperor Thunder, oozing confidence and handsomeness. The circle of incantations above the platform shone down. The two stood firm on the platform, ready to do battle. The head-to-head battle between Xiao Yun and Lu Tiandu, both at the Shinchao realm, officially began. Lu Tiandu couldn't resist gloating before the battle began. "I hope you can withstand one of my attacks." With that, he launched his attack, Heaven Sword. 2 swords flew from his eyes towards Xiao Yun. 2 beams of light carrying powerful chi energy attacked. Xiao Yun spread his arms, creating a golden bell that enveloped him, protecting him from the attack. He called out, "Golden Bell Transformation." Xiao Yun observed and assessed the situation. He thought, this is the heaven-opening sword that Master mentioned? It's really powerful, like a giant axe wielded by ancient gods, capable of shattering heaven and earth. Those below couldn't help but be surprised. Someone pointed upwards and shouted, "That's the Golden Bell transformation divine power. Senior brother Shao mastered a divine power in 21 days. That's terrifying." Someone else's eyes widened in disbelief. Their mouth agape, they said, "That's right, and it's at the peak level. Otherwise, how could he block Lu Tiandu? It's unbelievable." People below shouted in unison, "Is he a monster?" Tian, also watching the battle from below, smiled with satisfaction and pride. "My disciple has such aptitude. He truly has the potential to become a great emperor." The Chaos Holy Lord standing beside him had to acknowledge, "That's right. With this kind of aptitude, there's hope that he can forge a chaos physique." Xiao Yun shifted from defense to offense. He flew upwards, sword in hand, radiating spiritual power as he shouted, "My turn. Take this." Lu Tiandu leapt up, "Bring it on." The two spiritual energies collided, creating a massive shockwave. Rocks and dirt flew everywhere. Suddenly, a huge explosion erupted on the Great Emperor Thunder platform. The light was so blinding that they could no longer see the two figures. It was impossible to tell who had won. The battle between Xiao Yun and Lu Tiandu had just begun. Lu Tiandu, hit by Xiao Yun's fist, was sent flying backwards. He tried to use his feet to create friction so he could stabilize himself. Lu Tiandu frowned, thinking to himself, 10 million caddies of strength? You said you had 2 million caddies of strength when you were at the Tempering World realm. Even stronger than that old Chaos Great Emperor back then. When I was at the Tempering World realm, I only had 600,000 caddies of strength. He shouted angrily, "Good. The stronger you are, the more certain my invincible Dao heart will be after I defeat you." Xiao Yun's eyes were cold, "Don't be so cocky." From his palm, he launched a blue sword, Black Demon Sword. Lu Tiandu quickly used his flying sword to launch straight toward Xiao Yun. He gritted his teeth in anger and sneered, "DTN actually passed on the Black Demon Sword to you. But relying only on your spiritual power, which just ascended to the Shinchao realm, how much power can you control?" He thought to himself, at most, his spiritual power is just 1 in 10,000. He's going to lose. The two swords collided, but the blue sword launched by Xiao Yun seemed to overpower Lu Tiandu's flying sword, causing it to shatter. He couldn't believe his eyes. He roared, "What?" Before he could regain his composure, a blue sword created by Xiao Yun suddenly charged towards him. Lu Tiandu, quick on his feet, used the Heaven Sword technique. His eyes suddenly emitted a blinding yellow light, looking ferocious. Thanks to Lu Tiandu's timely use of the Heaven Sword, he managed to block Xiao Yun's sword and save his own life. Lu Tiandu was speechless, his jaw agape in astonishment. He asked, 10 million caddies of strength? You can actually control that much power? He continued. How is your spiritual power so strong? Xiao Yun clasped his two fingers together, forming the shape of a gun, his fingers radiating a mysterious blue glow. He smiled triumphantly and asked, "What does it matter to you?" He continued to use the same move, sending his sword flying. Lu Tiandu, startled, jumped up and dodged. But Xiao Yun's blade still whistled through the air. Wherever it passed, if it touched anything, it would be shattered. As the sword approached, Lu Tiandu challenged, "Kid, you actually think that brute strength can defeat me?" He hopped on one foot, the other still in the air, jumping and retreating as he said, "Today, I'll teach you, on behalf of DTN, what true Shinchao realm power is. Rise." Lu Tiandu roared, using his strength to control a massive boulder, slowly lifting it into the air. He called this move, Great Mountain. Just as the boulder was lifted a little, a sword flew towards it, intent on splitting the boulder in two. Xiao Yun's sword sliced down, splitting the boulder in two. But the massive boulder, split in half, was slowly healing. It mended before their very eyes. Lu Tiandu approached, touched the boulder, and chuckled viciously. This great earth seal of mine only needs to fight on the ground, and its power will surge endlessly. I will never stop until I kill my enemy. Xiao Yun used his golden bell transformation to deal with the troublesome boulder. Lu Tiandu was constantly expanding the size of the boulder, so Xiao Yun had to use his strength to suppress it. The boulder continued to expand, and Xiao Yun kept pushing back, trying to prevent it from growing any further. Lu Tiandu was pushed back several steps by Xiao Yun's strength, leaving him stunned. He thought to himself, muttering in disbelief, "Unbelievable. This guy's strength isn't even getting stronger." The boulder continued to expand, creating some difficulties for Xiao Yun. His face tightened, and he thought, this divine power can actually absorb the strength of the earth. I can't let him keep using it. The boulder kept expanding, making it difficult for Xiao Yun to move and stand. Those watching from below were worried about Xiao Yun. Someone said, "Oh no, a senior brother Xiao is about to lose." The person next to them nodded in agreement. That's right, the arena is too small. If he were elsewhere, senior brother Xiao could avoid it. What's he going to do next? Someone asked. At this time, the Holy Lord spoke. Xiao Yun's failure isn't his fault. Lu Tiandu has been cultivating for 1,000 years. It's not something that can be compensated for in a short time. Hearing this, DTN reassured him, it's still too early to conclude. If Xiao Yun has already mastered the Golden Bell transformation, then a miracle may still be possible. Xiao Yun flew up, a golden circle of fire surrounding him like a giant gemstone, blocking the boulder. Lu Tiandu sneered mockingly, "Give up, you're still no match for me." He crossed his arms and boasted, "It's not a shame to lose to me. After all, I'm a senior who has fought alongside your master. Go back and practice harder. I hope you can bring me some surprises next time." He took advantage of Xiao Yun's difficulties to relentlessly undermine his morale. But he unknowingly touched a hornet's nest. Xiao Yun's face turned dark, and he said, "You've talked enough." Then, Xiao Yun's chi energy exploded. Lu Tiandu, now full of fighting spirit, sneered, "Humph, what's the point of these pointless struggles?" He had just finished speaking when he stammered in astonishment, "This." The sight that made him open his eyes wide was Xiao Yun's myriad swords flow, aimed straight at the top of the boulder. Lu Tiandu stood there with a wicked grin, his face full of murderous intent. "In such a short time, you can actually learn the myriad swords flow, a powerful technique? Your aptitude is truly astonishing." He continued to mock Xiao Yun. Unfortunately, a single sword attack will be like an ant trying to shake a tree. Suddenly, a maze of countless swords appeared behind Xiao Yun. He smiled, flew up, and spread his arms wide. One sword is not enough, then how about 10,000 swords? After shouting, myriad swords flow. 10,000 swords simultaneously slashed at the boulder created by Lu Tiandu. Those below were stunned. Someone exclaimed, "He actually mastered the myriad swords flow, the strongest attack technique in divine powers." Another person cheered, "That's right. Except for the unrivaled divine fist created by the old ancestor, the myriad swords flow is considered to have the strongest attack." A third person sighed, "But even more terrifying is that he's mastered it to the peak level." That's amazing. Simultaneously, the Holy Lord was also incredibly surprised by Xiao Yun's strength. He said, "Xiao Yun's aptitude is terrifying. I spent hundreds of years mastering the myriad swords flow to the peak level." DTN laughed with satisfaction. "Ha ha, ha ha, ha ha. With such a capable disciple, I have no regrets in this life." It was clear that both of them were very proud of Xiao Yun's extraordinary power. The old man with white hair watching the battle clenched his fists. "I knew I should have fought for Xiao Yun at the beginning." Those around him also chimed in, "That's right, it's DTN's gain. We really regret it." The 10,000 swords poured down, shattering Lu Tiandu's technique. He was now starting to panic. He used his divine light technique to resist Xiao Yun's swords. His eyes flashed brightly, emitting a powerful golden light. He struggled to block the swords that flew towards him like bullets. After a while, Lu Tiandu regained his old arrogant demeanor. He said, "Very good, you finally sparked a little interest in me. Next, I will use my full power to defeat you." His face was filled with anger, his eyes glowing a deep blue, and his toes curled as he used the swirling dark chi energy. Suddenly, everything went dark, as if sucked into a dark vortex. This was Lu Tiandu's technique. He looked up at the sky, his arms spread wide. He declared loudly, "Xiao Yun, welcome to my world of darkness. May you forever be lost in the darkness." The sky suddenly darkened, leaving only two figures on the fighting stage, each radiating their own distinct power. Then, abruptly, Xiao Yun closed his eyes and gave a faint smile. Lu Tiandu stood facing Xiao Yun, their gazes locked. The audience below was bewildered. One voice asked, "Senior brother Xiao. Why is he closing his eyes? He's still fighting." Others chimed in, their confusion mounting. "It's Lu Tiandu's illusionary realm. I heard his twin dragon can create a realm of darkness that can trap people inside." "Really? That strong?" Lu Tiandu was once invincible. That's no empty title. Senior brother Xiao is in trouble. The Holy Master grew anxious as he watched the battle unfold. He turned to DTN, "Aren't you worried?" He continued, "Unless Xiao Yun has cultivated the primordial chaos body and can use the primordial realm to break free, it'll be difficult to escape the danger." In contrast to the Holy Master's frantic concern, Di Tian remained calm and asked, "Has the Holy Master forgotten about the immovable king seal?" The Holy Master was taken aback. "What? Xiao Yun has cultivated the immovable king seal? That's a Buddhist supernatural power." He furrowed his brow and continued. "Xiao Yun doesn't have any Buddhist essence and has never cultivated any Buddhist techniques. How can he have cultivated it?" Di Tian answered leisurely, "I don't know, but I feel like he definitely can." From the gloomy sky, a colossal hand, conjured by Lu Tiandu, hovered amidst flashes of lightning. Lu Tiandu spread his legs, raising one hand toward the sky. "Xiao Yun, you're truly extraordinary. But compared to me, you're nothing special. Watch how easily I defeat you." Despite Lu Tiandu's arrogance, Xiao Yun remained remarkably calm. His eyes suddenly blazed with a fiery yellow glow. Lu Tiandu's face contorted in disbelief. He shouted towards Xiao Yun, "How is this possible? How did you break free from the illusionary realm so quickly?" Before Lu Tiandu could grasp what was happening, a gigantic golden Buddha, with folded hands, appeared behind Xiao Yun. Fragrant lotus blossoms swirled around him. Xiao Yun also folded his hands and spoke, "Lu Tiandu, do you think your illusionary realm is invincible?" Witness the wrath of the Buddha, the immovable king seal. The Buddha behind him suddenly opened his eyes wide and declared, "Whoever sees my body, let their heart awaken to Bodhi. Whoever hears my name, let them abandon evil and cultivate virtue. Whoever listens to my teachings, let them attain great wisdom. Whoever knows my heart, let them instantly become Buddha." The Buddha unleashed his power. King's wrathful fire. His folded hands generated immense flames that shot out in the direction of his bowed head. The powerful bows unleashed a barrage of flames towards Lu Tiandu, sending him flying backwards, coughing up blood. He managed to regain his footing and launched another attack. He summoned two swords, aiming them at the Buddha and roared, "I don't believe that even your immovable king seal can reach the pinnacle of mastery." Lu Tiandu's swords flew towards the Buddha, but the Buddha closed his eyes tightly, his hands still folded. His body was as hard as stone. The swords clanged against his body and were deflected. Xiao Yun stood with folded arms, a faint smile playing on his lips. Angry eyes diamond, indestructible body. Lu Tiandu, abandon your wicked ways and convert to Buddhism. Lu Tiandu clenched his fists, his face contorted in rage. Indestructible body, you say? Before my twin dragon, who dares claim invincibility? He let out a loud roar, his eyes emitting a strange black and yellow light. Twin dragon divine fire. The audience below buzzed with excitement. One exclaimed, "This twin dragon divine fire is even more terrifying than the three pure flames." Another added, "They say that once someone is consumed by this fire, even the strongest cannot withstand it. I wonder if senior brother Xiao can resist it." The Buddha sat with closed eyes and folded hands. Black and yellow flames billowed around him, swirling like misty smoke. Xiao Yun watched from the sidelines, thinking, "This is the divine fire that my master told me about? Its power truly is overwhelming." Black and yellow flames engulfed the Buddha statue. Its eyes opened wide, but there were no pupils. 9 dots appeared on its forehead. It stood motionless behind Xiao Yun. Lu Tiandu soared through the air and exclaimed, "Never thought you'd cultivate both the 10,000 sword stream and the immovable king seal. It's beyond my expectations." He added with a contemptuous sneer, "Too bad. You still can't defeat me." Lu Tiandu's expression suddenly shifted as he raised his head and gazed toward Xiao Yun. Xiao Yun used both hands to create a glowing blue magical orb. This technique was called the Blessing Sea Seal. He then ran through the blue magical circle, which extended into a transparent tube. It was like water, capable of changing shape and form according to his will. Witnessing this sight left Lu Tiandu speechless, gaping in astonishment. Another perfected supernatural power? His comprehension is so remarkable. Just a month, and he's already mastered so many supernatural techniques to the pinnacle? Xiao Yun then used his technique to attack Lu Tiandu. He tried to block it with a purple circle, like a shield. Xiao Yun snapped his fingers. Blue light shot out from his hands. "You're far from my level in terms of strength." Xiao Yun stood within the frigid circle he had created and unleashed his next technique, icy blue, sharp shards of ice called the Azure Ice Sword Seal. He could move these razor-sharp ice shards with ease. Lu Tiandu assumed a fighting stance, wielding his great sword to block the sharp ice shards launched by Xiao Yun. He acknowledged, "I admit, you are worthy of fighting me." Then, Lu Tiandu struck. His great sword cleaved the sharp ice shards in two. The audience buzzed with anticipation. One said, finally, Lu Tiandu has drawn his sword. Another chimed in, the power of the great sword is terrifying. I hope senior brother Xiao can withstand it. The orange-haired man commented, finally, it's come down to this. Back to the fight. Lu Tiandu soared through the air, wielding a sword 1,000 times larger than a normal sword. Called the one sword under heaven. He declared, Xiao Yun, be consumed by my ultimate attack. Xiao Yun decided to use the Black Demon Sword. Next, Xiao Yun used the 10,000 sword stream technique, unleashing thousands of swords to attack Lu Tiandu's one sword under heaven. Lu Tiandu decided to counter with the Great Sword's Dragon Coil technique, striking Xiao Yun. Xiao Yun, however, used the Golden Bell Jar to defend himself. Unfortunately, the Golden Bell Jar started to crack under the force of Lu Tiandu's one sword under heaven. Xiao Yun, with a determined expression, mustered all his strength to hold it together, even as the Golden Bell Jar gradually cracked further. Just then, a thick, black smoke billowed out, engulfing a large area. The audience below stared at the smoke, their faces filled with shock and anxiety. Oh no, senior brother Xiao is in danger. That's the great sword. That move is too powerful. What should we do next? Lu Tiandu stood arrogantly, suspended in the air, looking down at Xiao Yun, who was struggling to stay upright. He declared, Xiao Yun, you've lost. As soon as he finished speaking, he unleashed the great sword technique again, aiming it at Xiao Yun below. Xiao Yun looked up in astonishment. The muscles on his face involuntarily twitched. His eyes blazed with intense hatred as he glared at Lu Tiandu. Xiao Yun never disappointed. He prepared to unleash the Invincible Fist Seal. A colossal fist materialized out of thin air, blocking Lu Tiandu's great sword. Lu Tiandu was flabbergasted, unable to believe his eyes. What? What kind of supernatural power is that? Xiao Yun's face was contorted with rage. The flames of his hatred had reached a fever pitch. He locked eyes with Lu Tiandu and declared, it's the supernatural power to kill you. That gigantic, hulking fist effortlessly blocked Lu Tiandu's technique. Xiao Yun's voice boomed, Invincible Fist Seal. Lu Tiandu, unwilling to yield, quickly unleashed his Celestial Hound Swallowing Moon technique. A rather small wolf emerged, baring its fangs, and lunged at Xiao Yun's Invincible Fist Seal. The two forces collided, and with a resounding crash, the clash shattered. A dazzling, powerful beam of light followed. With agility and cunning, Xiao Yun leapt forward, aiming for Lu Tiandu, who was struggling to recover. He yelled, keep going. The audience was in utter chaos, their voices filled with astonishment and awe. That's the Invincible Fist Seal. Senior brother Xiao has mastered it. The technique created by our ancestor. Oh my god, he's already mastered 6 supernatural powers. Dtian and the Chaos Holy Master watched the fight unfold with admiration. Dtian spoke, this brat has learned the Invincible Fist Seal too. The Chaos Holy Master, his face calm with reassurance, remarked, the most powerful and silent supernatural power has finally reappeared. Is our ancestor protecting the Chaos Holy Land? Meanwhile, Lu Tiandu taunted, come on, Xiao Yun. Face my ultimate attack. He unleashed the Sun Moon No Light technique. A blinding purple light erupted. Xiao Yun stood motionless, looking up. He regained his composure, a confident smirk spreading across his face. He raised his fist, eagerly declaring, bring it on. Xiao Yun used his Invincible Fist Seal again. This time, the fist was surrounded by blazing golden light. The Chaos Holy Master and Dtian were stunned. They gaped, their thoughts racing. That's Tao text. Grand Tao text. It's truly a miracle. A massive orb of light appeared in front of them, blinding the audience. Lu Tiandu's great sword shattered into 1,000,000 pieces, and he was sent flying backwards, fear and panic etched on his face. He stumbled to a halt, his eyes wide with disbelief and rage. He opened his mouth, speechless for a moment, and finally blurted out, Grand Tao text. How can you comprehend the Grand Tao text? Xiao Yun stood with his legs spread wide, radiating unparalleled confidence. The smoke from his fist hadn't completely dissipated. He declared, because I am invincible. At that very moment, Xiao Yun's entire body began to glow brightly. He hovered in the air, seemingly channeling some powerful force. This sight sent Lu Tiandu crashing to the ground, his body retreating in fear. Rays of light enveloped him, and though he tried to back away, he couldn't escape. Suddenly, he spat out a mouthful of blood, without any explanation. Xiao Yun unleashed a thunderous fist, blazing with light. He lunged at Lu Tiandu, his voice booming, Lu Tiandu, admit defeat. Lu Tiandu's eyes widened in fear. He unleashed his elusive Sun Moonlight technique, shooting 2 beams of purple lightning from his eyes. But he had no time to react before Xiao Yun's sky-shattering fist smashed into his face, deforming it. The impact sent him flying backward, spitting blood. Lu Tiandu was utterly terrified. His body fell backward, limbs sprawling, his mouth agape in pain. Unfortunately for Lu Tiandu, his arrogance had gotten the better of him. Xiao Yun landed a fatal blow, sending him crashing to the hard ground. His face and body lay flat on the ground. Crimson blood flowed ceaselessly, staining the area around Lu Tiandu's prone form. He lay there, a pitiful sight after Xiao Yun's powerful attack. His arms sprawled on the cold ground. Xiao Yun stood victoriously in the faint smoke, looking down at Lu Tiandu and mockingly said, "You passed out already? That's not fair. Just now, he was so arrogant, and now he's so pathetic under Xiao Yun's hand." The Chaos Holy Master and Tian had witnessed Xiao Yun's attacks firsthand. They descended slowly toward Xiao Yun, hovering in the air. The Chaos Holy Master was enveloped in reddish-orange light. He looked at Xiao Yun and said, "Xiao Yun is invincible. His Tao heart was shattered by you, and he suffered backlash. Therefore, he can only rely on unconsciousness to suppress the backlash." Tian, standing beside him, surrounded by green light, praised his disciple, "Good work, my disciple. He was unable to become a saint in such a short time because you shattered his Tao heart. I have the Bodhi fruit, and I will definitely catch up to him." Xiao Yun heard these words and raised his head. Xiao Yun folded his hands and bowed respectfully to Tian. He spoke softly, "Master, I believe you will defeat Lu Tiandu." Tian placed his hands behind his back, looking at him with pride. He replied, "It was all thanks to your help, my disciple." The Chaos Holy Master hovered in the air, watching the affectionate master and disciple, and chuckled softly. "You two are going to take turns beating up Lu Tiandu. If he hears that, he'd probably die from anger even if he was alive. However, this time, Xiao Yun truly showcased the might of our Holy Land. You two can go and rest now." Tian and Xiao Yun replied in unison, "Yes, Holy Master." The scene then shifted to the Imperial Palace, a towering structure bathed in sunlight. Xiao Yun was in his room, sitting on the bed, focusing on his cultivation. Purple light swirled around him. His hands were clasped into a circle at his hips, a small, brilliantly purple orb of energy forming within them. As he cultivated, he pondered, "I could break through at any moment. However, my spiritual force hasn't reached its peak. It's a pity. I haven't found a place with a high concentration of spiritual force for this breakthrough." His handsome face was contemplative, his brows furrowed as he thought to himself, "I must cultivate my spiritual force to the pinnacle within this stage. Only then can I become the strongest person in history." He stood up abruptly, one hand resting on his hip. As he looked up, mumbling, "I have 160 enlightenment opportunities left. Cultivating the primordial chaos body will take a long time." At that moment, an invisible vortex appeared, carrying a message. "New mission. Starting now, every time you kill a cultivator at the Divine Bridge realm or above, you will be rewarded with 10 enlightenment opportunities, up to a maximum of 10 people." Xiao Yun received the notification, a smile of joy spreading across his face. He had been blessed by heaven. The enlightenment opportunities he had longed for were finally here. His wish was granted. Shanyo ran towards him, looking frantic. She held an envelope in her hand and called out from afar, "Senior brother, a guard from your Shao family delivered a letter. He traveled for months, day and night, and he's in a terrible state. You should check it." Xiao Yun turned and replied, "All right." Xiao Yun solemnly took the letter and began reading. He quickly grasped its intent. Apparently, a relic or treasure had appeared in his family's mining area, and other forces were eyeing it. His father had sent someone to seek his help as a last resort. He then turned to Xiao and asked, "Little sister, has the news of my becoming a saint candidate reached my family?" Xiao leaned closer and whispered to him, "According to the rules, it should have been announced to your hometown. But since you entered the dragon's lair, the Supreme Elder was worried you might die, so they postponed it." Xiao Yun was enraged. His jaw clenched tightly. He spat out, "Damn. But I've been back for 2 months, and they still haven't announced it." Shanyo put her hands on her hips, tilted her head, and gently explained. "They did, but they were called back halfway. That's because you defeated the ancestor and were named a provisional saint candidate. According to the rules, they had to change the announcement team. Then, the incident with Lu Tiandu happened, so it was delayed." Xiao Yun was stunned, his face flushed with anger, sweat beading on his forehead. He snapped, these people are so annoying. Xiaoyu chuckled helplessly, her eyes half closed. I heard that the Holy Master summoned a Supreme Elder. 3 regular elders, and 10 stewards to form a team to announce it. Xiaoyun was disappointed and skeptical, a wry smile playing on his lips. It seems everything is too late. They're already too late. He took a few steps forward and turned his head, calling back to Xiaoyu, little sister, help me find Zhao Wuji. We need to go out and train. It's time to visit the Xiao family. Xiaoyu, standing behind him, agreed to help. She replied, okay. Xiaoyun's gaze hardened as he looked straight ahead. Then, he muttered to himself, I had to go bid farewell to my master. It seemed that no matter what Xiaoyun did, he always remembered his master. A while later, Xiaoyun reached Di Tian's location. He knelt down, his posture respectful, and bowed his head. He addressed Di Tian, Master, I received a letter from my family, and I'd like to return home for a visit. Di Tian, hearing the request from his beloved disciple, readily agreed, all right. You've reached the Divine Bridge realm, and according to the rules, you are now eligible to go out and train. He extended his hand and continued to offer some words of caution, though your strength surpasses the heavenly realm by far, it's best to be careful. I'll implant a seal in you. If you find yourself in mortal danger, it will unleash my full power. Xiaoyun readily agreed and bowed, expressing his gratitude, thank you, master. Di Tian placed his hand on Xiaoyun's chest. A blue light emanated from his hand as he implanted the seal in Xiaoyun's body. Finally, he reminded him, my disciple. Be careful out there. Follow my instructions. Go now. The scene then shifted to a courtyard. Xiaoyun stood with Xianyu, Xianwu, and Zhao Wuji. Xianwu spoke, senior brother, little sister, and I also want to go out and train. Xianyu chimed in, yes, master agreed. Xiaoyun looked at the 2 beautiful women and reluctantly agreed. All right, let's not delay. We'll set off immediately. Zhao Wuji had been standing there with folded arms, observing the conversation without saying a word. Shortly after, the group of 4 set off. They soared into the sky at an incredible speed, leaving behind a streak of blazing light in 4 different colors, representing the 4 of them. The air below swirled with dust and smoke. Time flew by. A week later, they arrived at the vast, majestic Great Wei Kingdom's Phoenix Lin City. The silhouettes of several figures could be seen flying towards it. It was Xiaoyun's group of 4. They hovered in the air, Xiaoyun looking down at the city below. Behind him were Xianyu, Xianwu, and Zhao Wuji. Xiaoyun spoke first, my Xiao family, the Zhang family, and the Yi family are the 3 great families of Phoenix Lin City. But the cultivators we encountered here are not from these 3 families. It seems they are all here for the treasure in my Xiao family's mining area. Zhao Wuji's familiar voice replied, his eyes narrowed as he glanced at Xiaoyun. He spoke with a contemptuous tone, based on your status. You could have simply sent an elder here. Who would dare bully your Xiao family? You've come here in person. That's just making things unnecessarily complicated. Hearing Zhao Wuji's mockery, Xiaoyun didn't get angry, instead, he chuckled and retorted, you shouldn't always focus on cultivation. It's good to have some fun and relax. It helps elevate your mental state. This is a great opportunity to complete my system mission. How could I miss it? His words were simple, but they held deep meaning. The 4 turned back, spread their arms, and soared into the sky. Xiaoyun called out to everyone behind them, let's go. We're heading to the Xiao Mansion. The scene shifts to the grand, ancient, and imposing Xiao Mansion. From the inside, it's clear that something is amiss. A man in red robes, limping and leaning on a cane, stands in the hall. A few servants approach him and offer support. He points a finger at the man in front of him and yells, Ichifeng, you're overstepping your bounds. This is the Xiao family, not your Yi family. Get out of here. Ichifeng, the man who was just yelled at, finally makes his appearance. He sits with his legs crossed on a chair, one hand resting on the armrest, the other extended triumphantly. He declares, Xiao family, I suggest you be reasonable. Hand over the mine, otherwise there won't be a Xiao family in Phoenix Lin City anymore. The man in red is none other than the head of the Xiao family, Xiao Hang. He leans on his cane, his gaze fixed on Ichifeng. As he warns him angrily, Ichifeng, do you think you can bully our Xiao family just because you've joined the Holy King sect? My son, Xiaoyun, has joined the Chaos Holy Land, one of the 6 great holy lands. It's much more powerful than your Holy King sect. Ichifeng smirks, his expression smug. He confidently replies, Chaos Holy Land? It has a great reputation, but it's already fallen into decline. Our Holy King sect, on the other hand, is thriving. Moreover, my elder brother, Dao, is already a candidate of the Holy King sect. A mere disciple of the Chaos Holy Land can't compare. Xiao Hong, hearing Yi Qifeng's provocative words, frowns, his expression growing increasingly irritated. He remains silent, pondering. Dao is 7 or 8 years older than Yun. He joined the Holy King sect at a young age. No wonder the Yi family has gained several Divine Bridge Realm experts recently. They must be Dao's followers. Just at this crucial moment, our protagonist, Xiao Yun, makes his entrance. He strides into the Xiao mansion with Xiao Nao, Xian Wu, and Zhao Wuji, and declares in a booming voice, "Who dares to act so arrogantly in our Xiao family?" His sudden appearance catches the attention of Xiao Hong and the others, who turn to look at him. Xiao Hong is shocked and, understanding the situation, stares intently at his son. Yelling, "Yun! Yi Qifeng, who had been watching the scene unfold, snorts. He scoffs, "Who is it? It's just you, that good for nothing. You're back, eh? Did the Chaos Holy Land kick you out?" His words fall on deaf ears. Everyone is busy greeting each other, completely forgetting about Yi Qifeng. Xiao Yun respectfully bows to Xiao Hong, "Father." Xiao Nao and Xian Wu greet him politely, "Uncle, we are well." Xiao Hong is overjoyed to see his son. He extends his hands and replies, "Good, good." Xiao Yun turns to the two women and introduces them to Xiao Hang. "These two are my junior sisters, Xiao Nao and Ji Xian Wu." Xiao Hong chuckles, stroking his beard, and replies, "Good junior sisters. Not only are you childhood sweethearts, but you're also a perfect match." His words make the two young women, Xiao Nao and Xian Wu, blush with embarrassment. And they lower their heads. Xiao Yun, beside him, is speechless, his face turning green. He reminds his father, "Old man, stop it." Yi Qifeng's eyes light up when he sees Xiao Nao and Xian Wu. He introduces himself as if he were a longtime friend. "My name is Yi Qifeng. I'm a disciple of the Holy King sect. My elder brother, Dao, is a saint candidate of the Holy King sect. He will surely become a saint one day." "What are your names, junior sisters?" Xiao Yun, his jaw clenched, watches Yi Qifeng's blatant show-off with anger. His face darkens, and he orders Xiao Wuji, "Throw him out." Xiao Wuji acts decisively, wasting no time. He walks behind Yi Qifeng, grabs his collar, and with a swift motion, lets him into the air. Yi Qifeng is terrified, flailing his arms and legs. He shouts, "Xiao Yun, my elder brother, Dao, is a saint candidate. Our Yi family will eventually become a saint family. If you don't want your Xiao family to be destroyed," Xiao Wuji has no conscience and doesn't let Yi Qifeng finish his arrogant boasting. With a powerful kick, he sends Yi Qifeng flying out of the Xiao mansion. Yi Qifeng, his face full of panic, flies off with the force of the kick. Xiao Yun watches him leave. Xiao Hang asks, bewildered, "Yun, who is he?" Xiao Yun answers calmly, "He's a saint candidate of the ancient Holy Land. He's also a disciple of our Chaos Holy Land. Currently, he's my follower, Xiao Wuji." Xiao Wuji folds his arms, standing to one side and arrogantly retorts, "I'm too lazy to care about your pretentiousness." Hearing his son's explanation, Xiao Hang is shocked. He gapes, "What? This is unbelievable." The other people present are also taken aback. Xiao Hang faces Xiao Yun, pointing a finger at him with a furious expression. He demands, "Xiao Yun, what's your current status? Are you not just a normal disciple of the Chaos Holy Land?" Xiao Yun breaks out in a cold sweat, looking at the purple-haired man. If he praises himself, it won't sound good. He glances at Xiao Niu, who is standing there dumbfounded, causing her to blush slightly. Right, and Xiao Niu seems to understand. And she steps forward to explain to the purple-haired man, "Uncle, senior brother is now a provisional saint candidate of our Chaos Holy Land. Our Holy Land has prepared a gift, and a Supreme Elder will be here soon to announce it." The old man asks in disbelief, "Provisional saint candidate?" It seems he doesn't believe that his son is a saint candidate of a Holy Land. Xiao Yun smiles slyly, his eyes narrowed. The corners of his mouth stretch to his ears. He loses interest in the conversation and gets lost in his thoughts. This little performance feels like a success. Meanwhile, the green-haired man is lying face down on the ground. His limbs are outstretched, his face pressed against the tiles. He seems to have passed out. The servants around him frantically call out, "Second young master has fainted. His injuries are severe. Quick, carry him inside." Inside, the elders of the Xiao family gathered around Xiao Yun and his father, showering the future saint candidate of the Chaos Holy Land with praise. Xiao Yun, you're a provisional saint candidate. That's amazing. He modestly dismissed their compliments, scratching the back of his head. A hint of smugness was evident on his face. Nothing special, just a provisional saint candidate. I'll become a saint someday. Xiao Heng stood beside him, beaming with pride. Zhao Wuji, standing to the side, twitched his face, secretly disdaining Xiao Yun's self-importance. I need to be careful. If I stay around this pompous guy for too long, I'll end up infected. Phoenix Lin City, E Mansion. Yi Zhan, the head of the Yi family, asked his eldest son, Yi Didao, about the green-haired second young master who had fainted. How's your brother? Yi Didao replied angrily, he's not in critical condition. But he has a dozen or so broken bones. He'll have to stay in bed for a month. His father chimed in that Xiao Yun is so cruel. He actually thinks he can be arrogant in front of our Yi family just because he's a disciple of the Chaos Holy Land. Yi Chi Feng, lying on the bed, his whole body wrapped in bandages, gritted his teeth and said to his brother, Big brother, I still don't understand. Why didn't we eliminate the Xiao family earlier and seize the mine? Yi Didao explained, Chi Feng, you're still young and don't understand the ruthlessness of the cultivation world. My goal was to test the Xiao family's trump card. If Xiao Yun's status is high, it will be very troublesome. The old man, Yi Zhan, also offered his advice from behind, Chi Feng. You must learn from your elder brother. Be cautious, and you can accomplish great things. Yi Chi Feng felt that it was a simple matter, and he said, But big brother, aren't you being too cautious? If Xiao Yun was named a saint candidate, someone would have definitely come to announce it. Yi Didao felt that his brother's words had merit. He chuckled menacingly, his facial features almost contorting. You're right. The dragon's lair has been closed for so long. If it were really him, the Chaos Holy Land would have already sent someone. With those words, he strode towards the door, his face grim as he resolved, Chi Feng, don't worry. I'll avenge you. Those three fools are blind to the bigger picture. Inside the Xiao family compound, the sounds of shouts, chickens clucking, and dogs barking filled the air. You little brat, your mother isn't a tigress, you know. Why are you running so fast? It was the old man, Xiao Heng, chasing after his precious son, Xiao Yun. Xiao Yun ran, glancing back, and explained, Father, didn't you see mother's posture? She's keeping my two junior sisters here. She even asked about their birth charts. The old man, leaning heavily on his cane, hunched over, gasping for breath. As he recovered his breath, he retorted, I also think those two girls are quite good. Xiao Yun froze, his eyes widening in disbelief. He thought to himself, even if he's hoping for daughters-in-law, he can't talk to both of them. Is this really good? Xiao Yun immediately changed the subject. The aura of a saint candidate returned. Come on, let's go to the mine. I had to see what kind of treasure caused a crisis for the family. Xiao Heng's face darkened. The mine has been sealed off by the Yi family's experts. Yi Didao brought over 100 Divine Bridge Realm cultivators and more than 10 Heavenly Realm experts. Our Xiao family doesn't even have a single Heavenly Realm expert. We can only watch helplessly. In contrast to his father's hunched posture, Xiao Yun's back was straight as he confirmed the Yi family is so arrogant. He turned, his eyes shining bright as stars. He placed one hand on his hip. The other fist raised in excitement. Come on, father, lead the way. I'll take care of them. More than 10 Heavenly Realm cultivators? Perfect. Just killing them will complete the mission. Xiao Hong, hearing his son's confident words, broke out in a cold sweat. Xiao Heng's eyes widened, his hands trembling. He warned his son, they're Heavenly Realm cultivators, more than 10 of them. You're just at the Divine Bridge realm now. Are you sure you can handle them? Xiao Yun folded his arms, his face puffed with confidence. Father, don't worry. If those Heavenly Realm cultivators are just someone else's followers, they probably don't have much talent. Those kind of trash Heavenly Realm cultivators are no match for me. A loud snort came from behind Xiao Yun. Zhao Woji, his face as black as night, stood with folded arms, staring intently at him. I'm also your follower. You mean I'm talentless trash? Xiao Yun's mouth dropped open. He broke out in a cold sweat, nervously glancing behind him. He thought to himself. Zhao Wuji has been getting increasingly sensitive lately. Is he going through menopause or something? He walked over and patted Zhao Wuji on the shoulder, explaining, you're not like those trash. You're a saint candidate of 2 great holy lands. Come on, let's go to the mine. Let those trash see the difference between them and a true genius. Zhao Wuji seemed to cool down somewhat. He replied curtly, this time, don't dare steal my opponent. Xiao Yun sighed, humph, petty. He turned to his father, father, let's go. Xiao Hang immediately agreed, if you're so confident, then let's go. The three of them flew towards the mine, leaving behind 3 streaks of darkness, and after a cup of tea, Yi Didao and his former followers of the Xiao family started yelling, demanding that Xiao Yun come out. The old steward clasped his hands respectfully and replied, Master Yi, our family head and young master have just arrived at the mine. Yi Didao, concerned, hurriedly asked, which mine? The steward replied honestly, the mine where the treasure was discovered. Without delay, he led his followers away, the sound of wind tearing through the air. Let's go. Yi Didao waved his sleeve, flying rapidly towards the mine. His followers close behind him. At the mine that the Yi family was occupying, several individuals in brown robes stood on the cliff face, manipulating a blue formation. The three, Xiao Yun, hovered in the air, observing. Xiao Hang explained, these are the formation masters that Yi Didao brought back. However, they haven't been able to break this formation yet. Xiao Yun pondered for a moment before speaking, judging by the formation, it's mostly a cave dwelling of a powerful, reclusive cultivator. Zhao Wuji, who had been silent, finally spoke up, strange. I feel something inside that draws me to it. He led the group forward. Let's go, check it out. Immediately, several people in pale brown robes flew up to block them. Dark purple energy surrounded them. One of them said, this is our Yi family's territory. Dare to take another step, and you'll leave your corpses here. Xiao Yun, his expression unwavering, replied calmly, you're stealing someone else's property, and you dare to be so fearless. Go, kill them. Hearing his order, Zhao Wuji wasted no time, launching a fist forward. All right. In a flash, one of the men was sent flying by Zhao Wuji's fist. Xiao Yun also used his black demon sword to pierce another's heart. The old man, Xiao Hong, was speechless, his eyes wide with disbelief. Heavens, a divine bridge realm killing another divine bridge realm so easily? The Yi family members frantically flew up to block the two. They exchanged panicked words, the enemy is attacking. Quick, they're strong. Another scoffed, so what if they're strong? They dare to kill our people. They're asking for death. Do you know who we are? We are followers of Yi Didao. He is a saint candidate of the Holy King sect. Dozens of followers surrounded them, waiting for the command to attack Xiao Yun and Zhao Wuji. But Xiao Yun was not afraid. Instead, he smiled at them, silently counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are so many heavenly realm cultivators. This is an opportunity to rack up points. In his eyes, they were nothing but dead men. He raised his hand towards the sky, summoning the black demon sword. A complex, dark green circle materialized behind him. He roared, 10,000 sword stream. The scene seemed like he was about to crush those weak, pathetic ants from the Yi family under his feet. A circle, like a magical spell, appeared in the sky. Blue beams of light shot out from it, towards the enemy, inflicting serious injuries. Zhao Wuji, on the other side, launched a sphere of light towards the enemy, causing them to disintegrate upon impact. The people on the ground were astonished. Damn, how is he so strong? Who is this guy? He's clearly just a divine bridge realm. Xiao Yun and Zhao Wuji fought fiercely, but Wuji still found time to argue with Xiao Yun. You stole my opponent again. Xiao Yun, on the other side, snapped back in annoyance. Don't fight over heavenly realm cultivators. He unleashed a wave-like technique, surging through the enemy cultivator. At the same time, a system notification echoed in his ears, congratulations. You have gained 10 enlightenment opportunities. He scratched his head. Mumbling with a hint of reluctance, you're really heavenly realm cultivators? Too weak. The cultivators panicked, fleeing when they saw the strength of Xiao Yun and Zhao Wuji. Let's go, they're too strong, they're bullying us. But before they could escape, Xiao Yun pierced through two cultivators with a single attack. With this technique, he could continuously take down multiple enemy cultivators. Every time he leapt, another one would fall. Damn, the only remaining cultivator, realizing he couldn't escape, turned and fled. Xiao Yun, standing behind him, launched a sphere of light. He thought, just one left. At the same time, another figure appeared behind him, clad in yellow robes. Stop, Xiao Yun turned simultaneously. This heavenly realm cultivator's strength wasn't bad. He was comparable to Li Bufan. But he ignored the man's command and used his technique to quickly take down the fleeing cultivator. He thought, happily, 70 enlightenment opportunities are mine. I told you to stop, didn't you hear me? He had caught up and pointed a finger at Xiao Yun, scolding him. Xiao Yun didn't even bother turning back. I heard, but who are you? Do you think you're qualified to command me? The young man radiated blue and purple energy, his anger evident. The aura around him was massive and thick. He roared, you are Xiao Yun, aren't you? I was going to spare your Xiao family, but you killed my followers. Your entire Xiao family will be buried with them. The purple light finally materialized into a technique. A colossal purple hand emerged, aiming straight at Xiao Yun. He continued, as for you, out of respect for the Chaos Holy Land, I will only cripple your cultivation. At the same time, Xiao Yun unleashed his 10,000 sword stream technique. Thousands of swords appeared, forming a flowing stream to meet the man's giant purple hand. The swords collided with the hand, instantly piercing through it, shattering it into pieces. The man was filled with disbelief. Xiao Yun, you are the one who defeated Li Qingdi in the dragon's lair, aren't you? Xiao Yun turned back and replied, I didn't expect you to have heard my name. Did that trash, Zhang Haoren, tell you? How's he doing? I hope he can withstand one of my blows next time. The man was shocked. It's really you? Surprised? You should be. Xiao Yun asked. He stood high above, replying, yes, somewhat. But you're just a divine bridge realm. Out of respect for the Chaos Holy Land, get on your knees and apologize to me. And I'll spare you this time. Xiao Yun looked at him, confused. Are you an idiot? The man, hearing this, conjured several earthen spheres around him, which then spun into a circle. If you won't kneel and apologize, then I'll make you kneel and apologize. Those spheres transformed into black beams, aimed directly at Xiao Yun. He extended a single finger, summoning golden light that flew towards the man. Sword chi flowing water. The man was no pushover. He continued to conjure golden swords beside the black beams. Sword chi, he reminded Xiao Yun, your talent may be superior, but you're still a realm lower than me. Do you really think I'm like those followers? You are a genius, but I'm a genius too. Trying to kill me across realms? You're delusional. Daydreaming. However, as he finished speaking, the black light shattered his sword formation, hitting him directly. What? Countless streaks of multicolored stars appeared around Xiao Yun. For Constellation's sword formation. He raised both hands, calling out. And suddenly, all four celestial beasts materialized around him. The white tiger, the azure dragon, the black tortoise, and the vermilion bird. This was the four constellation sword formation, one of the most powerful supernatural techniques. The people below saw his formation and exclaimed in disbelief. A divine bridge realm cultivator knows this technique? Unbelievable. He conjured a giant golden fist and said, almost forgot about you all. With you all here, I can finally complete the mission. The people below stared at him, dumbfounded. The man charged forward to block him, despite being surrounded by the aura of the celestial beasts. Xiao Yun, I am your opponent. Stop. The golden fist slammed down, knocking everyone below to the ground, scattering golden sparks. The other cultivators behind Xiao Yun seized the opportunity to attack him. Let's go. I don't believe he's really that strong. All right. The golden fist, as fast as lightning, reappeared, striking the two attackers who tried to ambush him. Invincible fist seal. Poof. You're like a grasshopper trying to move a cart, unable to withstand a single blow. He scoffed, as the two were sent flying. He soared down from the sky towards Xiao Yun. Xiao Yun, I'll kill you. He unleashed a purple technique. Do you think you're worthy? Xiao Yun asked calmly. Sword light fist seal. He summoned another fist to block the two purple slashes. The clash of techniques causing the air to vibrate intensely. The collision exploded, sending countless multicolored lights from the celestial beasts flying through the air after the massive blast. Xiao Yun immediately dodged away from the explosion. He was thrown back, skidding across the ground. The scene instantly transformed into a desolate wasteland, everything bare. Xiao Yun seemed to realize something. He chuckled softly. The enemy unleashed another attack, like a blade, rushing towards him. Xiao Yun was no pushover. He parried continuously, deflecting the attacks with his own swords. A colossal clash ensued, the bright golden sword clashing against countless smaller blue swords, creating a spectacular and majestic scene. As the golden sword lunged at him, Xiao Yun called out, "Golden Bell." A golden bell appeared, turned upside down, enveloping him and protecting him from the attack. However, the situation was turning unfavorable. The bell couldn't shield him forever. The sword slashed through the bell, shattering it. The sword pierced directly into Xiao Yun's abdomen. He coughed up a mouthful of blood. So powerful. Surprised, little brat, he sneered, triumphantly brandishing his sword. When I was born, celestial phenomena arose, the emergence of the ancient sage. This is my companion, the Holy Blade. It's merely a holy weapon, its seal is only temporarily broken. But even so, it's enough to elevate my combat prowess. The sword quickly returned to his hand, emitting a faint glow that enveloped his body. He gripped the blade, charging towards Xiao Yun. Xiao Yun, I'm going to cripple you today. Holy Blade, you're the reincarnation of Xian Tai Tong Zi? He abruptly halted his attack as Xiao Yun unleashed a new move. Another explosion erupted in the air, even larger than the previous one. Xiao Yun responded coldly, so, you've finally arrived. After you get rid of the snow. This holy blade will be mine. Invincible Fist Seal, help me complete this task. You're the reincarnation of Xian Tai Tong Zi, right? A powerful shockwave exploded. The blue light immediately suppressed the golden light, causing it to extinguish. The blue light flared up once more with incredible force. Xiao Yun stood between the two beams of light, a magical circle swirling beneath his feet. Let me show you my true strength. The enemy on the other side felt overwhelmed by this powerful technique. He gripped his sword, muttering, "What?" A palm strike launched forth, sending him flying several meters backward. His back slammed against the ground with a resounding thud. He spat out blood, his face pale and stunned. How is this possible? Xiao Yun raised a golden sword, catching it. Yi Dai Dao stretched out his hand, blocking Xiao Yun, who was suspended in the air. Ready to toss the golden sword down to him. You damn scoundrel, that's my holy blade. Xiao Yun looked at the sword in front of him. Wait. After I become emperor, someone will write a book to commemorate your contributions. Yi Dai Dao bent down, angrily staring at Xiao Yun. He clasped his 4 fingers together, starting to cast a spell. To become emperor? You're dreaming. Die, you fool. He didn't know that by infusing his mental energy imprint on the holy blade, he was actually ensuring his own demise. Xiao Yun stood with a smile, looking at the sword raised in front of him. Golden beams of light surrounded him. He placed the blade on his shoulder, glancing at Yi Dai Dao. You want to use mental energy to destroy me? You're so naive. He furrowed his brow, casting a spell. A green mist began to swirl. If you've already infused your mental energy imprint, then it benefits me. Gripping the golden holy sword, a green aura enveloped the blade, its presence eerie and malevolent. Infuse the mental energy imprint. Xiao Yun smiled, raising the blade high. Mental energy imprint, successful. All right. The light behind the blade exploded, turning into golden smoke in the air. Flickering crimson lightning surrounded it. Yi Dai Dao flew up from the ground, stunned. Xiao Yun looked at the sword in his hand. Sorry, but it belongs to me now. Yi Dai Dao erupted in anger, unleashing his energy. 7 black holes formed behind him, surrounded by swirling colored dots. He erupted in a burst of crimson light. Damn you, you bastard. I won't forgive you. Xiao Yun stood calmly amidst Yi Dai Dao's eruption. The crimson energy enveloped him. Self-destructing a celestial star? Very decisive. Too bad your strength isn't enough. He let go of the golden blade, hovering in the air before him. He used his hands to manipulate magical energy, creating a cold green aura and thousands of sharp, tiny swords that swirled around him, controlled by his will. Yi Dai Dao clenched his fists, yelling, and charged towards Xiao Yun. Yi Dai Dao, undeterred, plunged into Xiao Yun's swirling vortex. The countless sharp, cold, miniature swords, swirling like a whirlwind, pierced his body, causing him to spit blood and freeze midair. Yi Dai Dao, in agonizing pain, roared with rage. Xiao Yun, the Saint King sect will not forgive you. I curse you to a future filled with misfortune. The miniature swords, under control, withdrew from his body, swirling around him before the golden sword plunged into his heart. Blood splattered from his chest, and he screamed in agony. He fell backward, sucked into a vortex, a golden whirlwind that exploded, illuminating a corner of the sky. Xiao Yun stood motionless, watching his demise. Then he glanced at the ground. Humph, so what if it's the Saint King sect? After this, I'll take the Xiao family closer to the chaotic saint realm. Let's see who dares to plot against the Xiao family. Xiao Yun turned and flew away. He flew to his father in Zhao Wuji. He said, Father, I'm back. Yi Dai Dao is dead. Xiao Hong turned around. Yi Dai Dao is the Saint King sect's saint son. Nothing will happen, right? Zhao Wuji looked at Xiao Hong. Uncle, don't worry. It's just the Saint King's sect. Even though the chaotic saint realm is in decline, they wouldn't dare to be so reckless. Xiao Yun flew forward. Did you find anything? Zhao Wuji flew up to face Xiao Yun. The closer I get, the more I feel something calling out to me. This place resonates with me. Xiao Yun, holding the golden blade, rushed forward excitedly. Everyone, get out of the way. We'll know soon enough if it's calling to you. Zhao Wuji, he raised his hand to stop him. A glowing blue orb shattered, sending several dark blue fragments flying towards the mountain peak. Xiao Yun faced the energy he had unleashed, which was like a whirlwind tearing through the mountain. He hovered in the air, fists clenched, looking at the blue magic. A blinding, intensely golden light, like a pillar, erupted from the water. An explosion erupted from the energy source. The three, suspended in the air, were stunned. From the depths of the lake, a golden skeleton sat meditating on a rock, illuminating the water with its brilliance. Xiao Yun frowned. Could this be a primordial holy body? Zhao Wuji looked on, a hint of a smile playing on his lips. It is indeed a primordial holy body. No wonder I felt a calling. Looking at the dazzling, glowing golden skeleton, bowed in meditation. The three of them discussed, this senior probably hasn't become a saint yet, right? Of course. A primordial holy body that becomes a saint can kill great saints, only behind quasi-emperors. It's not easy to kill them like that. My guess is that he was killed during his nirvana tribulation. Why? Zhao Wuji folded his arms across his chest, chuckling. The nirvana realm is special. It requires passing through 9 tribulations. Not celestial tribulations, but natural tribulations and human tribulations. The so-called natural tribulations are the natural disasters of the world. Like lightning strikes and fires. Human tribulations are the trials of being human. Xiao Yun frowned and asked Zhao Wuji, if so, why not stay in a sect? Isn't that better? In those sects, it's like being ostracized. It's not that simple. If you don't go out and pass the tribulation, you won't get through the nirvana realm. One person, emanating golden light like a halo, possesses extraordinary combat power. Furthermore, the cultivation level of those in the nirvana realm fluctuates randomly. The highest can reach the peak of superhuman, while the lowest can be at the tempering body realm. Temper body realm? This person's cultivation is weak, with mid-range light power. Xiao Yun closed his eyes and turned. You're probably right, but I'm not interested in why he died. I'll take him back to the saint realm and have Master examine him. Zhao Wuji quickly reached out to stop Xiao Yun. No way. This skeleton is very beneficial to me. I can absorb it, complete a transformation, and ascend. Xiao Yun tilted his head, looking at Zhao Wuji. Too bad, I can't let you do that. 1. It's from the Xiao family's mine, so it naturally belongs to the Xiao family. 2. It's not beneficial to me for you to become stronger based on our agreement. Zhao Wuji smiled. I understand, but we can make a trade. Xiao Yun was curious. What kind of trade? He pointed to the skeleton radiating powerful energy. You see the skeleton's eyes? That red light is its mental energy, emanating from the skeleton. Don't you want to reach the limits of the Eastern Heaven realm? That mental energy can help you do that. So, I take the skeleton, and you take the mental energy. Xiao Yun pondered for a moment, seems that's the case. But the skeleton is mine now. Why should I share it with you? Zhao Wuji replied. The mental energy of a primordial holy body can't be absorbed by just anyone. Without me to help, unless someone else is also a primordial holy body, it's impossible to absorb it. Xiao Yun agreed. Alright, you win. Let's go. Zhao Wuji said. Zhao Wuji then went to sit before the skeleton, starting to use his abilities to absorb its energy. After a while, Zhao Wuji's eyes became resolute. He thought to himself, now is the time. He closed his eyes and began his exchange with Xiao Yun. The crimson-orange energy surged, creating a massive impact. A powerful energy spread throughout Xiao Yun's consciousness. Xiao Yun thought to himself, primordial holy bodies are rare, and preserving their mental energy is even rarer. This is truly a once-in-a-millennium opportunity. Immediately, he began his 10th tempering within his spiritual golden core. On a cliff face, Xiao Yun sat meditating in midair. Magical circles filled with ancient characters surrounded him. A thought emerged, great Dao patterns. Vines and lush vegetation sprouted around Xiao Yun, bursting with vitality. Xiao Hang gaped in astonishment. This. He immediately entered a meditative state, surrounded by countless plants and leaves. Xiao Hang's body shone with flickering energy. He sat in midair, pondering, great Dao patterns. A once-in-a-millennium chance. I can't miss this opportunity. A moment later, the energy enveloping Xiao Hang suddenly grew larger. His power broke through, and he roared with joy, I've broken through to the peak of the Divine King realm. Incredible. Zhao Wuji stood nearby, watching Xiao Yun. He thought to himself, this guy has broken through to the limit again. Even a chaotic emperor wouldn't be able to achieve this. But I won't lose. One day, I'll surpass you. Xiao Yun's eyes opened, releasing 2 beams of light from his pupils. The 2 beams of light shot straight into the sky, creating a vortex surrounded by lightning. The wind howled in response. Xiao Yun laughed heartily. Haha, I'm invincible now. Who can fight me? A pitch-black vortex suddenly appeared in the sky, unleashing thunderous lightning bolts. Xiao Yun muttered helplessly, it brought down a celestial tribulation. Is this called showing off and getting struck by lightning? Xiao Yun stood near the edge of the vortex. His father, Xiao Hang, watched anxiously. This celestial tribulation is terrifying. Will Xiao Yun be alright? Zhao Wuji, standing beside him, comforted him, relax. As the ancients said, misfortune is a blessing in disguise. He'll be fine. Xiao Hang's face was flushed. He muttered under his breath, why does this sound so unpleasant? Never mind, I can't beat you anyway. I don't share the same understanding with my descendants. Xiao Yun stood amidst the 9-leaved heavenly spirit herb, arms crossed, standing upright. Using the chaos body's shape-shifting technique, he took full advantage of the situation. A celestial tribulation, huh? Perfect for cleansing my physical body. Zhao Wuji stood outside, grumbling and scolding Xiao Yun. This guy really loves to show off. Will he ever stop? Xiao Hang gritted his teeth, looking up at his beloved Yuner. He helplessly muttered, this is a critical time. Why isn't my son defending himself against the celestial tribulation? What is he showing off for? We're all family. What's he monkeying around for? The thunder roared as lightning bolts converged from all directions, forming a circle around Xiao Yun. He scoffed, too weak. Celestial tribulation, is this all you've got? Insulted by mere mortal, the celestial tribulation grew furious. It unleashed powerful lightning strikes one after another. The thunder echoed throughout the sky. Xiao Yun exclaimed in panic, oh my god, is it angry? A bolt of lightning struck Xiao Yun, shattering his clothes. The celestial tribulation continued to strike relentlessly, tormenting Xiao Yun. He wailed, no way. Is it really happening? The lightning bolts, like hungry beasts, lunged at their prey with frenzied energy, striking Xiao Yun directly. After being struck, Xiao Yun was battered and bruised, his body a patchwork of injuries. Zhao Wuji folded his arms, sighing, he seems to be fried. Xiao Hong, standing beside him, worriedly prayed, please, don't let anything happen. Xiao Hong, I only have this one bloodline. The lightning strikes grew more ferocious, striking down with thunderous force, devoid of any compassion. Xiao Yun glanced back, pondering. You think I'm afraid of you? He clenched his fist, forming a powerful punch, and roared, Invincible fist seal. 2 forces collided, purple and gold, neither giving an inch. But soon, the celestial tribulation was defeated. The thunder and lightning vanished in an instant. Xiao Yun's entire body cracked, crack, crack, crack. He hovered in the air, his body glowing, with the sounds of crack, crack, crack. He looked at his hand and smiled, praising it. The feeling of new life, not bad at all. That moment, in a manner, the air was fresh, the sky was blue, the clouds were white, and the sun was shining warmly. Ichi Feng anxiously asked, Father, will everything be all right? Diaozhan, sensing his son's worry, reassured him, don't panic. I sent your second uncle to investigate. The boy will be back soon. The door creaked open, sunlight streaming into the room. The second uncle entered, announcing loudly, Big brother, bad news. Grandson Dai Dao was killed by Xiao Yun. All of his attendants are dead too. Yizhan was shocked. He spat out blood and fell backward. He asked his second uncle, what did you say? Ichi Feng helped Yizhan, shouting, Father. The second uncle was also worried, and he called out, Big brother. Ichi Feng panicked and asked his second uncle, are you telling the truth? What should we do now? The second uncle was at a loss for words, but he came up with a plan. There's nothing worse than the truth. That mind is filled with corpses. Xiao Yun dared to kill Dai Dao. The Xiao family will definitely not spare us. Our only option now is to flee. He rushed towards the door. Before leaving, he reminded Yi Qifeng, we can't delay. I'll take people with me, and leave immediately. Once your father wakes up, you all should leave the city quickly. Yi Qifeng frantically urged Yizhan, father, we should run too. Yizhan, who had just woken up, had given up all hope. The second uncle's group won't escape. Without Dai Dao's group, no one can stand against the Xiao family. Yi Qifeng asked in horror, what should we do then? Are we just going to wait to die? Yizhan then revealed his plan, have the second uncle's group take people and run. That'll draw the Xiao family's attention. You take the emperor's order to the eastern wilderness. Yi Qifeng worriedly stammered, what about the second uncle's group? Yizhan schemed, manipulating his naive son. Oh, you silly child. Your father deliberately pretended to be unconscious. It's all to secure a path for you to survive. Yizhan reached into his bag, pulled out an item, and carefully handed it to Yi Qifeng. Someone will sacrifice themselves. Qifeng, this is the emperor's order. Go to the Heavenly Emperor Mountain in the eastern wilderness. Use this token, and someone will help us avenge ourselves. Yi Qifeng received the emperor's order and asked in confusion, the emperor's order? Did our Yi family ever have an emperor? Yizhan explained patiently, yes. The Yi family is the great family of the eastern wilderness emperor. There were 2 emperors. Their current strength surpasses the chaotic saint realm. And this token is the emperor's order of our Yi family. Yi Qifeng listened, stared at the token, and said, why are we still afraid of Xiao Yun? Yizhan, weary, struggled to speak. The Yi family's lineage is powerful. We in the Yi family of the eastern wilderness have been separated for countless generations. This emperor's order was only bestowed upon Dai Dao because of his extraordinary talent. Otherwise, they wouldn't even glance at us. Hearing this, Yi Qifeng urged, father, let's go to the eastern wilderness together. Yizhan raised his hand, indicating refusal. The emperor's order can only conceal one person's aura. If I go with you, we won't escape. Go quickly. Yi Qifeng couldn't bear it and cried out with a trembling voice, father. Yi Xian, unwilling to delay, urged him, Qifeng, you're the only hope for the Yi family. Go. If you don't, I'll kill myself here. Although Yi Qifeng was reluctant, he left with tears streaming down his face. Hearing his final relative threatening suicide. All right, I'm going. Yizhan instructed, leave quickly and be careful on the road. Yizhan was drained of vitality and lamented, I thought I could use Dai Dao's power to return to the clan. I never expected a character like Xiao Yun to appear. It seems heaven wants to destroy me. Back at the Xiao family, the morning sun shone brightly, filling the air with a refreshing fragrance. Xiao Yun gave his orders. Father, handle the Yi family's affairs. Zhao Wuji will help you. I'll stay at the Xiao manor. Xiao Hong casually shoved the responsibility onto Zhao Wuji, pointing at him and smiling. I'm old now. I can still handle those shrimps. But just looking at Wuji brother, you know he's a master martial artist, incredibly powerful. Ruthless and cold-blooded. I'll leave it to you later. Zhao Wuji's face turned pale. He glanced at him and secretly cursed, this old man is so shameless. He's not only flattering me but also calling me brother. Hearing this, Xiao Yun chuckled awkwardly. Father, can you be serious for once? Xiao Hong chuckled and led the way. Hee hee, let's go. Zhao Wuji quickly followed, replying with a sound of affirmation. Xiao Yun was the only one left in the city. He closed his eyes, focusing all his strength, releasing his mental energy. The entire city appeared in a flash, blurry and ethereal. Xiao Yun confidently asserted, after the 10th tempering, my mental energy can now encompass the entire Phoenix Scale City. This time, not a single Yi family member will escape. Half an hour later, Xiao Hang and Zhao Wuji returned. He struggled to walk with his cane. He approached Xiao Yun and said, the Yi family's fate is sealed. It's a pity we couldn't find Yi Qifeng. Yuner, do you know where he is? Xiao Yun replied with a supposition. He might be using some treasure. Father, don't worry. I'll become emperor sooner or later. Even if he causes trouble, we don't have to be afraid. Zhao Wuji pointed at Xiao Yun, don't get too cocky. Becoming emperor? No one but me, Xiaoyun retorted, you can't. It's very difficult for those with the primordial holy body to become emperors. Zhao Wuji immediately countered, one is difficult. But I've absorbed a second primordial holy body. One day, I'll surpass you. Xiaoyun sneered, too confident, huh? Do you want to challenge me? Zhao Wuji raised his thumb, boldly declaring, humph, don't get too smug. Wait until the next realm. I'll definitely challenge you. Xiaoyun immediately crushed Wuji's aspirations. The next realm? You're still no match for me. Xiaoyun turned to Xiaohong, handed him some fruits, and said, Father, these are dragon extension fruits. One person can only eat 10. Each fruit can increase lifespan by 10 years. You and mother can each have 10. Xiaohong refused, this is too precious. Keep it. Xiaoyun resolutely placed the dragon extension fruits in Xiaoheng's palm and explained. I'll become a saint sooner or later. By then, I'll have thousands of years of lifespan. This is useless to me. Furthermore, we should move our clan closer to the chaotic saint realm. That's the only way to stay safe. Xiaohong said sorrowfully, is there really no way to avoid it? Xiaoyun's forehead furrowed, his face solemn, expressing his concern. The path I'm destined to tread in the future will be filled with enemies. I'm not at ease with everyone here. Xiaohong agreed, you're right. I'll arrange for the clan to move immediately. Just as they were about to leave, a loud shout echoed, who killed my disciple? Come out here, Xiaoheng identified the direction of the voice. Looked up, and said, someone's here. Let's go see. Xiaoyun readily replied, yes. The figure stepped out from a dimensional portal, arrogantly questioning and threatening. My disciple, Yi Dai Dao, had the potential to become a saint. Who dared to kill him? If you don't come out, I'll bathe Phoenix Gale City in blood today. Xiaohong looked up and sighed, Yi Dai Dao's master arrived so quickly. Xiaoyun quickly saw through the trick and said, this isn't the real person. Zhao Wuji sensed something was wrong and warned, not good. This strongman's soul is projecting itself. Xiaoyun was confused. Soul projection? What do you mean? Zhao Wuji crossed his arms, explaining seriously. Cultivators in the awakening realm can cultivate their souls. Reaching the projection realm means they can project their souls. Yi Dai Dao was a saint's son, so this person is an elder or higher. Not in the nirvana realm, but in the superhuman realm. Xiaoyun confidently declared, a soul projection that far? It probably isn't much stronger than me. I can definitely handle a fight. The Saint King sect is more than 10,000 miles away from Phoenix Scale City. This person isn't a saint. Zhao Wuji reminded him irritably, humph, it's best to be careful. After all, he's a superhuman realm strongman. Even if he can't unleash his true strength, he shouldn't be underestimated. Xiaoyun reassured him, don't worry. I'm not reckless. Yi Dai Dao's master hovered in the air, repeating his words. I'll say it again. If you don't tell me who killed my disciple, Yi Dai Dao, today, everyone in this city will be buried with him. Xiaoyun stood on his flying sword, approaching confidently. He said, old man, I killed your disciple, Yi Dai Dao. Duanda saw that Xiaoyun was young and inexperienced, so he sneered. A mere divine king realm weakling? He's not even worthy of carrying my disciple Yi Dai Dao's shoes. Do you think you're qualified to kill my disciple? Seeing Duanda's disbelief, Xiaoyun took out the sword and said. Yi Dai Dao's companion, the holy blade, is in my hands. Do you think I killed him or not? Duanda looked at him angrily, his brows furrowed. It's truly my disciple's holy blade. Duanda was astonished. He pointed at Xiaoyun, questioning him. How is this possible? A weak divine king realm cultivator like you? How could you kill my disciple? Tell me, who are you? What sect are you from? Xiaoyun pointed at himself and introduced himself. Old man, listen carefully. My name is Xiaoyun. And I'm the current saint's son of the chaotic saint realm. Duanda realized, so it's you. You're the one who swept through the geniuses at the Dragon Cave. Defeated Li Changdi, and even defeated our Saint King sect's saint's son, Zhang Haoran. Xiaoyun responded with a serious expression, it's me. Who are you? A mere soul dares to be so arrogant? Duanda calmly reassured him, Senior, stop boasting. I'm Duanda, the Grand Elder of the Saint King sect. A superhuman realm strongman, even with my soul here. Killing you would be as easy as killing a dog. He then raised his hands high, and water gathered, forming a sound. Raging Sea Dragon, a ferocious water dragon materialized. It roared ferociously, its mouth agape. Xiao Yun quickly extended his hand. And streams of energy rushed forth like crashing waves. 10,000 swords flow, execute my command. Two powerful forces clashed, their immense power shaking the entire region. The two were equally matched, each displaying their strengths to the fullest. Duanda frowned, grinding his teeth as he wondered, how can this guy be so strong? Yi Dai Dao had extraordinary talent, but he didn't have this kind of strength in the heavenly realm. How can a mere divine king realm weakling like him be this terrifying? Xiao Yun chuckled with smug satisfaction. What? Is this all you've got? Duanda, feeling humiliated, retorted. Even if your talent surpasses mine, you're still only in the divine king realm. Try the might of my sacrificial spirit. He shouted decisively, ancient savage beast. The sky instantly darkened, and a colossal sacrificial spirit appeared. It charged ferociously at Xiao Yun. He realized this and used the golden bell skill, instantly creating a protective shield around him, protecting him from the sharp claws of sacrificial spirit. The golden bell cracked under the impact of the sacrificial spirit, causing a loud explosion. Xiao Yun frowned, shouting, Holy Blade. Immediately, a blade, enveloped in energy, appeared in his hand. Xiao Yun swung the blade powerfully at the sacrificial spirit, roaring, smash it. The blow connected, and he sighed in disappointment. So it's dead? Duanda continued to command the sacrificial spirit to attack, simultaneously saying to Xiao Yun, useless. As long as I'm not dead, the sacrificial spirit will be immortal and invincible. He shouted his technique, 3 luminary reversal palm. 3 massive palms materialized instantly, along with the sacrificial spirit, charging towards Xiao Yun. The citizens below witnessed the situation and buzzed with excitement. Xiao Yun is fighting against the Saint King Sect's Grand Elder. I think he's about to lose. Hopefully, after he kills Xiao Yun, they won't involve us. Xiao Hang bent over and asked anxiously, Yuner, will everything be alright? Zhao Warji, standing beside him, reassured him, don't worry, he won't be killed that easily. Xiao Yun roared, immovable king seal. Instantly, a large, muscular body appeared behind him, ready to fight at any moment. Once again, Xiao Yun used the smash it technique. The massive body clenched its fist, punching towards the sacrificial spirit and the 3 luminary reversal palms. Xiao Yun rushed forward, fists clenched, and commanded loudly, King, smash it for me. The massive body echoed Xiao Yun's actions, fists clenched, charging forward boldly. He fought with increasing ferocity. Xiao Yun shouted loudly, Invincible fist seal. Smash it. The king's huge arm obeyed, charging forward with immense power. Duan Du was stunned. He gritted his teeth, silently sighing, this kid really has some guts. The stakes were high. Duan Du shouted, flames of divine blade. Instantly, a large blade, enveloped in blazing fire, appeared in his hand. He resolutely declared, no matter how gifted you are, you'll die today. The flames rushed forward like a hungry tiger. Xiao Yun recognized the trick and shouted, Blessing Sea Seal, Glacial Sword Seal. One hand was enveloped in the power of wind, the other in the power of ice. Xiao Yun confidently said loudly, playing with fire, huh? I'm just the right counter for you. He shouted again, raging waves. The 2 opposing elements clashed like a storm, the advantage clearly leaning towards Xiao Yun. Seizing the opportunity, Xiao Yun roared, Glacial Ice Seal. A sword formed from ice instantly charged toward Duan Du. Duan Du was shocked. He gritted his teeth, wondering, he's so young, how can he know so many divine techniques? He roared his technique, 5 Thunder Sky Bomb Seal. Lightning bolts gathered around Duan Du's hand, and the circle expanded. Duan Du raised his hand, using the technique to block the ice sword's point. The 2 forces collided, causing inevitable damage. A chunk of ice shattered, and the 5 thunderbolts dispersed. Seizing this chance, Xiao Yun clenched his fist, charging forward, shouting, breakthrough. His power erupted with blinding brilliance. Duan Du was struck, spitting out a mouthful of blood. He fell down in agony. Blood sprayed from his mouth. Duan Du's eyes went white. He asked in astonishment, how is this possible? The light continued to chase Duan Du. He cautiously made a plan for himself. It seems I can't kill him. I'll run first and then talk. Xiao Yun's entire body glowed brightly, radiating intense brilliance. He confidently declared, if you're here, then your soul will stay here forever. He said, for symbol sword formation. Beams of light, like ropes, rushed towards Duan-du. Duan-du turned his head, warning him, youngster, you dare to attack me? My true body won't forgive you. Xiaoyun ignored him, continued to charge towards Duan-du with his fist clenched, and challenged him, then let him come. Duan-du was quickly engulfed and captured by the powerful force. Not far away, Duan-du coughed violently, spitting out a large mouthful of blood. He angrily furrowed his brow, wiping the blood from the corner of his mouth, and secretly challenged, you could actually kill my soul. Xiaoyun, even if you are the saint son of the chaotic saint realm, I, Duan-du, will still kill you. He quickly rushed in a random direction. Back at the Xiao Manor, Xiaoyun was in no better shape after the fight. He coughed up a mouthful of blood. Seeing this, Xiao Hong went over to ask, Yuner, are you alright? Xiaoyun wiped the blood from his lips and warned seriously, that old man is very powerful. I was reckless to kill him. Father, quickly gather the clan and leave Phoenix Gale City. Xiao Hong immediately agreed. Okay, let's go quickly. Xiao Yun immediately refused. No, I can't go. Duan-du's true body might come here. I have to stay and wait for him. Upon hearing this, both Xiao Hong and Zhao Wuji were shocked and exclaimed in unison, what? Xiaoyun placed his hand on his chest, explaining meticulously, Father, the speed of a super-transcendent realm expert is incredibly fast. Our Xiao family has no chance of escaping. Only if I stay behind to hold him off, will everyone else have a chance to reach the Chaos Sacred Land. Xiao Hong resolutely refused, no, the gap between you and Duan-du, master of Edi Dao, is too large. No, we need to split up and run. Xiaoyun smiled confidently, there's really no need. Master implanted a seal within me, allowing me to unleash his full power in one attack. So, I won't be in any danger. He then smirked at Xiao Hong, who was helpless against his son, could only wryly express his displeasure. He looked away and muttered, you tricked me a lot when you were younger. Whenever I did something that displeased you, you would run to your mother and complain, saying that I was flirting with the maids. Zhao Wuji and Xiaoyun displayed innocent and naive expressions, their four eyes staring at Xiao Hong with puzzlement. To avoid wasting time, Xiaoyun casually dismissed it, then urged Xiao Hong, that was years ago. Now you're a divine son. How could they not give you some means of self-defense? Don't waste time, let's go. Although reluctant to leave, Xiao Hong still obeyed. Before leaving, he reminded them, alright, we'll leave first. We need to hurry to meet up with the others. Xiaoyun waved goodbye, politely replying, yes. A few days later, at the Xiao Manor, Zhao Wuji and Xiaoyun sat at a table, chatting. Zhao Wuji nonchalantly picked up his teacup to drink, while Xiaoyun was puzzled. Asking, you're not going? Aren't you afraid of dying? Zhao Wuji glanced at him, smirking. Your Chaos Sacred Land is on the decline, so Duanda dares to kill you. But our ancient sacred land is still at its peak. Even if Duanda had 10 courage, he wouldn't dare to kill me. Zhao Wuji reassured him, don't worry, after I become the great emperor, I'll lead you all in the Chaos Holy Land. Xiaoyun's face turned pale, and he jabbed at Zhao Wuji, the primordial sacred body didn't make you stronger, but it did make your face thicker. Zhao Wuji wearily retorted, I'm too lazy to argue with you. Once you reach the Cave Heaven realm, you can be my fake follower. Sensing the movement, Xiaoyun looked up, his expression calm as he spoke, Duanda is here. Duanda, protected by a stream of energy, confidently and arrogantly challenged Xiaoyun. Xiaoyun, you have quite the courage. You truly think you're the genuine disciple of the Chaos Holy Land? Do you think I wouldn't dare to kill you? Xiaoyun not only wasn't afraid but also relished the situation, taunting him. So it's Duanda, the great elder of the Holy King sect. I apologize, I accidentally blew up your soul. Zhao Wuji, standing beside him, chimed in, warning Duanda. I am Zhao Wuji of the primordial sacred land. Dare to kill me, and your Holy King sect will face annihilation. Duanda was stunned, the holy son of the primordial sacred land was here. Alright, I admit I can't touch you. He extended his hand, generating energy in his palm, quickly engulfing Zhao Wuji. Zhao Wuji was immobilized, his body stiff and unyielding, fueling his panic. Duanda casually waved his hand, sending Zhao Wuji flying away. He said coldly, I have no quarrel with the primordial sacred land. I have no reason to deal with a junior. Scram! Having dealt with the obstacle, Duanda roared. Pressure! The circle behind him emanated a powerful energy wave. He commanded loudly, kneel before me. The powerful force shattered the surroundings, causing the building to collapse with a resounding crash. Blood continuously streamed from the corner of Xiao Yun's mouth. He asserted firmly, "A defeated subordinate dares to be so arrogant in front of me? Last time, I could kill your soul. Next time, I'll kill your physical body." Duanda hastily summoned his hand to attack Xiao Yun, confidently declaring, "Today, you will die." "And what, next time, are you talking about?" Suddenly, a surge of power slammed into Duanda's energy hand. Duanda's jaw dropped in astonishment as he looked towards the sky, the source of the powerful energy. An elderly figure approached with an imposing aura, leaving Duanda speechless at the sight of him. The man's strength was clearly extraordinary, exceeding that of countless others. Duanda stepped forward, bowing with clasped fists in a respectful gesture. "I beg your forgiveness, senior. I am Duanda, the great elder of the Holy King sect. I had no intention of offending you." Xiao Yun's face lit up with joy. He thought to himself, "Looks like, besides the seal my master gave me, someone else from the Chaos Holy Land is secretly protecting me." The person called Master, with a burst of killing intent, questioned Duanda. "It's you who want to kill my genuine disciple of the Chaos Holy Land?" Xiao Yun bowed respectfully and reported, "Disciple Xiao Yun greets Lightning Ancestor." It turned out to be one of the ancestors who wanted to take him as a disciple before, Zhang Daidu. He said calmly, "No need to be so formal." His eyes were filled with killing intent. A powerful aura surrounded Zhang Daidu. The aura exploded, causing a terrifying shockwave. The earth couldn't withstand the force, cracking and shattering everywhere. Duanda saw this with fear and clasped his fists, begging, "Senior, please calm down. I was being reckless earlier. I won't dare to do so again." His heart was filled with panic. He thought to himself, Lightning Ancestor, one of the most powerful great saints, a top-tier figure of the Nine Heavens Great Formation. I cannot offend him. Zhang Daidu scolded, pointing at Duanda. "You dare to kill even the genuine disciple of our Chaos Holy Land? Your Holy King sect is getting more and more arrogant." Duanda kowtowed, weeping and pleading, "Senior, spare me. I won't dare to be arrogant again." Zhang Daidu's hand emitted a powerful energy wave. He quickly pulled Duanda close, his hand gripping the elder's neck. He rebuked angrily, "You may not dare, but your holy sect does. Come with me to the Holy King sect. I want to see just how arrogant you are." Duanda pleaded desperately, No, there's no need to go that far." Zhang Daidu ignored Duanda's words. He grabbed him and flew off, having made his decision. "This isn't up to you. Let's go." Xiao Yun and Zhao Wuji followed. Both had numerous questions swirling in their minds. Lightning Ancestor is very powerful, but just going to the Holy King sect's headquarters like this, is it safe? Isn't this ancestor crazy? A few days later, they arrived at the Holy King sect. It was built with a predominant golden color scheme. The sunlight shone upon it, making it appear even more magnificent and grand. The four of them had reached their destination. Xiao Yun couldn't help but remark, "No wonder they're the top sect under the Holy Land. They truly have a strong presence. No wonder they have the guts to challenge our Chaos Holy Land." A man who clearly didn't know his place forcefully charged forward, yelling, "Who dares to?" Before he could finish, Zhang Daidu swiftly ended him with a single blow. He roared in irritation, "Scram!" Another person flew in from a distance, the Holy Lord of the Holy King sect. Indeed, the Holy Lord is very courteous. He bowed and clasped his fists. "It seems Lightning Ancestor of the Chaos Holy Land has graced us with his presence. Such an honor for our Holy King sect." Zhang Daidu became angry. He shouted to chase the man away, "You scram too. Tell your elders to come out and talk." The Holy Lord of the Holy King sect didn't dare to argue. He obediently replied, "Yes." Suddenly, an elder approached and asked, "Zhang Daidu, what are you doing here?" Xiao Yun heard the name and his face was filled with bewilderment. He thought to himself, Zhang Daidu, Lightning Ancestor's name is a bit strange. Zhang Daidu lifted Duanda with one hand and asked loudly, "Shenluda, the great elder of your Holy King sect, dare to kill the genuine disciple of our Chaos Holy Land? Are you trying to challenge our Chaos Holy Land? This is the genuine disciple of your Chaos Holy Land, right? Isn't he doing fine? Why are you falsely accusing our great elder of the Holy King sect?" The Holy Lord of the Holy King sect said. Without letting the Holy Lord speak further, Zhang Daidu angrily attacked him. The sudden attack from Zhang Daidu caught the Holy Lord off guard, causing him to stagger for a moment. Luckily, the great elder of the Holy King sect was there to help him block the attack. From behind the Holy Lord, the great elder of the Holy King sect angrily spoke, Zhang Daidu, are you crazy? You dared to kill our Holy Lord? Zhang Daidu glared at him, surrounded by a dark aura, with a mocking tone. Kill your Holy Lord? Isn't he still alive? My ancestor reigns supreme for 1,000 years. You dare to try to get away with it? In your dreams. At this point, the great elder of the Holy King sect, Chen Luda, was also angered by Zhang Daidu's attitude. He pointed at Zhang Daidu, furious, I know what happened. I will deal with Li Duanda. I will definitely give your Chaos Holy Land an explanation. For a Li Duanda, there's no need to offend Lightning Ancestor. Give him this face. So, you want to get rid of me? You think I'm easy to fool? Next time, we'll just send a random Transcendent Realm expert to kill your idols, and then kill him. Can you handle it? Furthermore, you're not qualified to bargain with me. Call your true emperor out. Zhang Daidu angrily retorted. A massive energy wave directed at the great elder of the Holy King sect surged forth. Mountain protecting formation. A powerful energy wave erupted from Zhang Daidu, aimed at great elder. Luckily, he managed to block Zhang Daidu's attack in time. Otherwise, he would have been finished. Zhang Daidu, what do you want to do? Call your true emperor out, or I will destroy your Holy King sect. The great elder roared angrily. Humph, true emperor? You think you can meet him whenever you want? The great elder of the Holy King sect was determined not to let Zhang Daidu see the true emperor. Zhang Daidu wasn't going to back down. If the true emperor wouldn't meet him, he would become even angrier. Then, watch my skills, he roared, his hand reaching out to a massive, swirling, chaotic bell, releasing a powerful energy wave. He swung the bell with full force and ferocity. Those nearby, servants and subordinates, had to kneel and endure the immense power. The great elder of the Holy King sect's jaw dropped in amazement at Zhang Daidu's strength. It's the chaotic bell. Countless beams of Zhang Daidu's power surged forth from the bell. A massive energy wave aimed directly at the great elder's barrier. Xiao Yun and Zhao Wuji watched, feeling apprehensive at the power Zhang Daidu unleashed. This is far scarier than the sulfur chaotic bell I control. This is the true power of a true emperor after all. It's terrifying. Xiao Yun thought seriously, when will I be able to control a chaotic bell like that? Such power. The great elder of the Holy King sect couldn't stand idly by while Zhang Daidu continued to rampage. He launched a heaven-lifting palm counterattack, urging Zhang Daidu to stop. Zhang Daidu, stop. Once you activate the mountain protecting formation, only a saint will be able to survive. But his words seemed to have no effect. Zhang Daidu continued his attack, ignoring his pleas. This isn't good. The great elder was worried, but he could only try to block Zhang Daidu's power. Finally, unable to hold back, he was overwhelmed, flung away. Seeing this, Zhang Daidu didn't stop. Fueled by his rage, he continued to unleash his power. He said solemnly, remember back then, even when facing the 5 great holy lands. I dared to charge in. I don't believe that I'm not as good as a measly Holy King sect. The true emperor of the Holy King sect, show yourself. As soon as he finished speaking, all his energy crashed down towards the mountain protecting formation. The formation was now in danger of collapsing, unable to withstand the onslaught. The ordinary people below saw this power and were filled with anxiety. Oh no, the mountain protecting formation is about to shatter. This person is attacking the sect. It's terrifying. As the mountain protecting formation was on the verge of collapsing, a voice came from somewhere, stop. Finally, someone with sense has arrived. Zhang Daidu roared angrily, but he didn't stop. Once again, Zhang Daidu continued his attack, ignoring anyone's words. A true emperor's bell is strong, but ultimately, you're not a great emperor. At this moment, another elder appeared, with long, flowing white beard. As soon as he finished speaking, he unleashed a move to block Zhang Daidu's horrifying power. Witnessing what was unfolding before their eyes, Xiao Yun and Zhao Wuji gaped in amazement. Bare-handed, he's deflecting a true emperor's weapon. This man is a true emperor. Zhang Daidu finally stopped. He seemed to have sensed something from the elder's power. He asked sternly, Mushi? So, it's you old geezer? You're not dead yet? It was the first time Xiao Yun had heard this name. He asked, Mushi? Zhao Wuji, standing beside him, explained. Mushi is a true emperor of the Holy King sect. They say he's lived over 4,000 years, one of the oldest powerhouses in the cultivation world. Back to the elder and Zhang Daidu. Mushi pointed at him, furious, Zhang Daidu? You dare call a true emperor by his given name? Don't you dare. Quickly pay your respects to Mu ancestor. Mushi continued his attack while he reprimanded him. Apologies? You should be the ones apologizing. Facing Zhang Daidu's rash behavior, Mushi unleashed his power, blocking the massive bell. It seemed like Zhang Daidu had gone too far. Mushi said sternly, "Stop." Naturally, Zhang Daidu didn't stop after those words. He prepared for his next attack and roared, "What's a true emperor? You're just an old geezer. If I say I'll destroy your holy king sect today, then I will destroy it." Zhang Daidu refused to stop. Instead, he began gathering all his power, roaring madly, "Living emperor's weapon." Everyone was shocked and astonished at his actions. Chaotic great emperor. No matter how dangerous this power was, Zhang Daidu was determined to see it through. The massive energy waves seemed to erupt everywhere. The blinding aura grew stronger and spread further. The ordinary people below were all running in panic, pulling each other along. It's the might of a true emperor's weapon. It's the chaotic bell. Someone is reviving a true emperor's weapon. Mushi's expression became serious. He tried to persuade Zhang Daidu, "Lightning ancestor, your lifespan is not long. If you revive the emperor's weapon after this battle, you will surely die." Of course, these words meant nothing to him. Zhang Daidu didn't care at all. He scoffed, "Even if I die, I'll take you with me. Not giving in, are you?" He then began using his power. The sharp, piercing gaze of the true emperor's weapon flashed. A stream of energy, like a bolt of lightning, was released forward. Mushi couldn't hold back, roaring, "Stop! Stop! We'll give you an explanation from the Holy King sect." Zhang Daidu listened and withdrew his power. "All right, I'll hear your explanation." The elder Mushi turned to Duanda, pointing at him. "Duande, explain. Why did you attack the genuine disciple of the Chaos Holy Land?" Duanda's face turned pale. He quickly knelt down and explained, respectfully, "Ancestor Mushi. It was their genuine disciple who killed the son of our Holy King sect first. This old one, to avenge my disciple, couldn't help but act." The elder Mushi frowned coldly. "The grudges of the younger generation, if we elders get involved, it will lead to chaos. Have you forgotten this unspoken rule? This matter is clearly in the wrong for our Holy King sect. Duanda, don't blame me. Someone has to bear the consequences." As soon as he finished speaking, he struck Duanda with a palm, piercing through his body. Duanda was caught off guard and only managed to utter two words, "Ancestor Mushi," before collapsing. Having dealt with Duanda, the elder Mushi turned to Lightning Ancestor and asked. Satisfied, Zhang Daidu glared at him, dissatisfied. "Not enough. If that's all, then our Chaos Holy Land will send a killer to assassinate your holy son." Hearing those arrogant words, the elder Mushi angrily pointed at Lightning Ancestor, asking loudly, "So, what do you want?" As if he knew the elder Mushi would ask him that, Lightning Ancestor calmly stated his request. "I heard your Holy King sect has a heaven-earth tree. I don't need much. Give me 10 heaven-earth tree fruits, and that's all." The elder Mushi understood. "So, this is your true goal." He thought for a moment and then lifted his head to negotiate. 10 fruits absolutely won't do. The maximum is 3. He cursed inwardly, that scoundrel Zhang Daidu, so cunning. Xiaoyun stood nearby, listening to their conversation. He thought to himself with interest, this Lightning Ancestor is interesting. He seems angry, but he has already planned everything. All this fuss, just to suppress their sect, and he can even take advantage of the situation to gain benefits. He's full of deception. Zhang Daidu heard the elder's agreement but added another request. 3 fruits are fine, but you had to grant me another request. Don't you want revenge? I'll give you a chance. Let your disciples at the divine ethereal realm level fight Xiaoyun. No matter if they live or die. The elder Mushi hesitated for a moment before answering hesitantly, this. He thought to himself, the great sword, the divine ethereal realm level, was also killed. Seeing the elder's hesitation, Zhang Daidu arrogantly laughed. "I know the people of your king's sect are all trash. That's why we in the Chaos Holy Land won't bully you. No matter how many divine ethereal realm level disciples the Holy King sect sends, we'll only send Xiaoyun alone." Seeing Zhang Daidu's arrogance, the elder Mushi agreed to his request. "All right, since you're so arrogant, Chen, arrange the personnel. I want to see how much you weigh." Chen bowed and said, "Yes, Ancestor Mushi." As soon as he left, the elder Mushi thought to himself, this Xiaoyun is definitely very strong. However, there's no limit on the number of participants. We can use a sword formation. Zhang Daidu, you'll regret this. Seeing the elder agree to his request, Zhang Daidu called out to Xiao Yun, it's up to you now. Hearing his call, Xiao Yun flew towards him on a flying sword. Ancestor, I won't disappoint you. He landed on the sword and looked down at the people below, challenging them. You trash from the Holy King sect, come and die. The cultivators below heard his challenge and were filled with rage. They shouted in turn, Ancestor, let me kill him. Let me go. I'll definitely draw my sword against him. Or let me, even if I die, I want to take him with me. Chen Luda looked at his disciples and instructed. Renziki, you and the 10 strongest divine ethereal realm disciples, all of you go. Use your 10 absolute sword formation to kill him. Even though there's no limit on the number of participants, sending too many people would make the Holy King sect look too weak. Renziki listened to Chen Luda's instructions and, along with his brothers, bowed with clasped fists. Ancestor, rest assured, we will not fail our mission. Seeing Renziki receive the mission, the people around began to gossip. Looks like we don't have a chance to attack. Kill that genuine disciple. One less enemy for our holy son. That's right, they are the 10 swords of the Holy King sect. Even a divine ethereal realm genius couldn't match them. Xiao Yun looked at Renziki's group with disdain, only 10 people? Are you sure you're not sending a few more? Hearing Xiao Yun's arrogant words, Renziki's group angrily scolded, damn, this guy is arrogant too. Brother Ren, give the order. Form the formation and chop him up. That's right, kill him and then go drink. Xiao Yun scoffed and waved a hand at them. Don't waste your breath. Come on, I'm waiting to kill the next group. Renziki was furious. He raised his sword and shouted, so arrogant. Brothers, form the formation, kill him. As soon as he finished speaking, his brothers surrounded Xiao Yun. They combined their swords, creating a sword formation. Renziki's fellow disciples watched, slightly excited. Xiao Yun is definitely dead. The 10 absolute sword formation, at the same level, no one can break it. 10 people combined. Killing a cave heaven realm expert is as easy as killing a dog. Chen Luda stood there, talking to Zhang Daidu, you've miscalculated, haven't you? The 10 absolute sword formation in the divine ethereal realm is invincible. Your genuine disciple will surely die. Zhang Daidu snorted coldly at his words. A trash formation? It wants to kill the genuine disciple of our Chaos Holy Land? They truly don't know when to die. Meanwhile, Xiao Yun was enveloped in an aura of brilliance. He looked at the formation with disdain, Black Demon Sword. This is your trump card? What a joke. Seeing this, Renziki's face changed. He pointed his sword at Xiao Yun and said to his fellow disciples, kill. Quickly activate the formation and kill him. As soon as he finished speaking, his disciples combined all their swords, forming a giant sword that exuded killing intent. It aimed straight at Xiao Yun's head and charged forward. Seeing this, Xiao Yun wasn't fazed. He simply pointed forward and said, 10,000 swords flow. Countless swords surged forward. The giant sword of Renziki's group clashed with the immense power of Xiao Yun's sword flow, creating a deafening explosion. Renziki used all his strength to maintain the formation. He reminded everyone, hold on. He wondered, how is this guy so strong? Xiao Yun, using Tao marks, scoffed at Renziki's group. How can fireflies compete with the moon's brilliance? Killing you all, I don't even need a second move. In an instant, Renziki's group's formation was shattered by Xiao Yun. Xiao Yun's sword energy didn't stop at the formation. It continued towards Renziki's group. They were all pierced by the sword energy. They screamed in pain, ah. Their fellow disciples who weren't participating in the battle with Renziki were terrified and bewildered. Is he really at the divine ethereal realm level? He killed 10 people from Renziki's group with a single move. Has he reached the soul refining realm already? This is too strange. Xiao Yun stood in the sky, looking down at them with disdain. Couldn't even withstand a single move. Next, seeing what just happened, the elder emu's eyes turned cold as he looked at Xiao Yun. He thought to himself, this guy is too monstrous. He absolutely cannot be spared. The people of the Holy King sect glared at him with fierce eyes. This guy will definitely become a major enemy of the Holy King sect in the future. Seeing their sharp gazes, Zhang Daidu pointed a finger straight at their faces and roared. What are you looking at, you bunch of scumbags? They whispered amongst themselves, Lightning Ancestor's lifespan isn't long. If he kills Xiao Yun, he'll definitely go all out. This bastard is a maniac in battle. Forget it. Anyway, the primordial Holy Land, Heavenly Sword Holy Land, and Mighty Heaven Holy Land are all targeting Xiao Yun. We'll just sit back and watch the tiger fight. An elder from the Holy King sect flew in front of Xiao Yun and tried to persuade him, Divine Son, you are invincible at the divine ethereal realm. Our Holy King sect bows to you. Let's stop here. Hearing this, he chuckled and said with a provocative tone, so, it's over? I haven't even used my full strength yet. Can you guys from the Holy King sect be a bit more enthusiastic? Send all 1,800 of your disciples. The brown-haired elder was angered and cursed inwardly, the 10 swords have been killed, I'm heartbroken. And 1,800? You want to use our old bones against you? The silver-haired elder standing beside him also felt the same. He complained inwardly, this guy is so annoying. The brown-haired elder said with a wrinkled, unhappy face. Invincible at the divine ethereal realm, that's all. Xiao Yun, you don't have to be so arrogant. Our Holy King sect's divine son, Zhang Haoren, will be waiting for you on your path to becoming great emperor. Xiao Yun sneered and replied provocatively, that trash Zhang Haoren? He can't even hold a candle. Even Emperor Li is barely better. At the same time, a group of people charged forward, shouting fiercely, damn, this bastard is too arrogant. The divine son has brought back the true dragon descendant. That's right, he brought back a man and a dragon. Who can challenge him? The brown-haired elder spoke with a hint of disdain in his advice. Temporary success or failure means nothing. Many great emperors were defeated in their youth. Zhang Haoren will definitely laugh in the end. Xiao Yun smirked arrogantly, you're talking about ordinary great emperors. A truly powerful great emperor is invincible, all the way to the top. He declared confidently to everyone, my goal, Xiao Yun, is to become the strongest great emperor. Zhang Daidu clasped his hands and proudly said, our genuine disciple of the Chaos Holy Land is quite impressive. A single sentence has evoked heaven's recognition. This is the true qualification of a great emperor, recognized by heaven. Hearing this, Xiao Yun was so nonchalant that he started sweating. He thought to himself, you think I don't know that you summoned the lightning god? Fooling a kid like this, is it really that fun? The brown-haired elder waved his hand, conjuring the heaven-earth fruits. He said reluctantly, all right, here you go. Get out of here already. I really can't stand your theatrics. Zhang Daidu held the fruits in his hand and said with a greedy tone, good kid, you're not bad. You didn't disappoint me, keep working hard. The revival of the Chaos Holy Land depends on you. Xiao Yun reached out his hand, bowed respectfully, and said, Ancestor, rest assured. This disciple will do his best. Zhang Daidu clenched his fist and proudly replied, good harvest. Let's go. The brown-haired elder said with a mocking tone, goodbye, Zhang Daidu. Your lifespan is not long and you won't be able to gloat for much longer. When you die, I'll come and pay my respects. However, Lightning Ancestor was not to be outdone. He turned his head and mocked him, no need. Before I die, I will seek you out to discuss Tao. We'll go hand in hand to the 9 nether yellow springs. The elder angrily chased them away, scram. As they flew off together. Xiao Yun asked in surprise, Ancestor, the old man said your lifespan is not long. Could that be true? Zhang Daidu answered his question, yes. To be honest, our Chaos Holy Land is facing a great crisis. Zhang Daidu explained the situation with a worried expression. Well, actually, not only me, but the other ancestors of the Chaos Holy Land also have limited lifespans. Our Holy Land's true emperor. Before he could finish, Xiao Yun interrupted him, Ancestor, rest assured. I'm confident I'll become a saint within 100 years. Although he sounded confident on the outside, he had his own thoughts. I didn't expect the Chaos Holy Land to be under such pressure. Looks like I need to cultivate quickly. Seeing his arrogance, Zhao Wuji quickly extinguished his spirit. Do you think becoming a saint is that easy? Just the Nirvana realm alone will hold you back for 100 years. Throughout history, no one has become a saint in 100 years. But Xiao Yun remained determined. You can't doesn't mean I can't. He then provocatively said to Xiao Yun, stop gloating. In the next cave heaven realm, I will definitely surpass you. Despite being belittled, he calmly responded. Alright, I'll wait for your challenge. Zhang Daidu threw him 3 heaven-earth fruits while instructing Xiao Yun. Heaven-earth fruits are treasures that enhance heaven's realm. Keep them, use them when you reach the heaven's realm. He bowed respectfully and replied. Thank you, Ancestor. Xiao Yun held the heaven-earth fruits in his hand, admiring them closely. He thought to himself, so, the ancestor wanted the heaven-earth fruits for me. Zhang Daida said, alright, we're at the Holy Land. You guys go back to the Emperor Peak. As soon as he finished speaking, he flew away. Xiao Yun replied obediently, yes. The sky today seemed unusually clear. At the Emperor Peak, Xiao Yun was surprised to see his father there. Father, why are you here? The head of the Xiao family quickly replied, Fu Ling arranged for us to stay here. The maid standing beside him quickly chimed in, young master, now that you're a genuine disciple, your parents are also eligible to stay at the Emperor Peak. He walked in front of Xiao Yun, patted his shoulder, and encouraged him. Our Xiao family has been arranged to stay in the capital of Yunhai Kingdom, next to the Chaos Holy Land. Now, you're a noble of Yunhai Kingdom. You don't need to worry about anything anymore. Focus on your cultivation. Xiao Yun smiled slightly and replied, Father, don't worry. I will focus on my cultivation. Suddenly, he became thoughtful about recent events. Looks like considering the Chaos Holy Land as my second home wasn't wrong. After chatting for a while, he said goodbye to everyone. You guys talk. I'll go see Master first. As soon as he finished speaking, he quickly went to find his master. As soon as he arrived, Xiao Yun bowed respectfully. Master. Elder DTN pointed to a chair opposite him and said, sit. After he sat down, Elder DTN quickly asked, is the matter at the Holy King sect settled? Xiao Yun quickly nodded and replied, yes. It turns out Lightning Ancestor has been secretly protecting me. He even went to the Holy King sect. He opened his hand, revealing 3 heaven-earth fruits. Here are the heaven-earth fruits I obtained from the Holy King sect. You're about to break through to the heavens realm, so you need these. As soon as he finished speaking, he handed them to his master. Elder DTN quickly took the heaven-earth fruits and smiled with satisfaction. Alright, then I won't be polite. Xiao Yun noticed his master's expression seemed a little strange. He quickly asked, Master, what's wrong? You seem to have something on your mind. He shared his thoughts. Although Lightning Ancestor suppressed the other sects, it also shows that our Chaos Holy Land is weak. We're all disappointing. We can't continue the burden of our predecessors. He looked at the heaven-earth fruits and started giving detailed instructions to his disciple. These 3 heaven-earth fruits will definitely help me become a saint. When the time comes, I'll go to the holy path to cultivate and become a saint. You need to seize the opportunity to grow. You must be brave and forge ahead, becoming a pillar of the Holy Land soon. Xiao Yun bowed respectfully and replied with an obedient tone. Master, rest assured, I will definitely grow strong quickly. Elder DTN waved goodbye and said, go. After leaving his master's room, Xiao Yun decided to wander around the area and contemplate the upcoming events. Time doesn't wait for anyone. I've reached the limit of the divine ethereal realm. It's time to break through to the cave heaven realm. Suddenly, he smirked and said with arrogance. So, Zhao Wuji is starting to break through to the cave heaven realm too? He can't wait, can he? At the same time, a blinding light erupted from the palace Xiao Yun had just left, illuminating the sky. The power of that light must have been terrifying. He turned back and looked for a long time, then smiled slightly and said, Zhao Wuji has 2 primordial sacred bodies. His future is immeasurable. However, I will definitely surpass you someday. As he neared the threshold of the cave heaven realm, Xiao Yun suddenly stopped and contemplated something. Before I enter the cave heaven realm, I need to forge the primordial sacred body first. That way, when the cave heaven realm opens, I can be even stronger. I have 260 awakenings now, that should be enough. He smiled as he lifted his foot and walked towards the cave heaven realm. Zhao Wuji, I hope you've gotten a lot stronger. Otherwise, it'll be too boring. It turned out the blinding light was caused by Zhao Wuji. His entire body seemed to be radiating golden rays, engulfing the palace and causing a reverberating sound. The young disciples nearby heard the terrifying sound and exclaimed. Who's breaking through their realm? The noise is so loud. It's coming from the Emperor Peak. Could it be the Divine Sun? Let's go and take a look. The elders flying in the sky witnessed the scene and exclaimed together. The red-haired elder spoke, sharing his knowledge, confirmed. It's not the Divine Sun. It's Zhao Wuji. The silver-haired elder was impressed. The primordial sacred body, huh? It's amazing. Another elder quickly spoke, that's right. No wonder it's called one of the 10 supreme sacred bodies. The girls nearby excitedly went to watch, their faces filled with admiration. Lin Xiaoyao exclaimed, I'm so envious of others. When you and Jia broke through to the cave heaven realm, you didn't make this much noise. Shi Chuanwu agreed, Zhao Wuji is the primordial sacred body. This commotion is even louder than someone's normal nirvana breakthrough. Fu Ling covered her mouth and said shyly, these monstrous talents are truly inspiring. Suddenly, Zhao Wuji, from within the palace, kicked hard, sending him flying into the sky. The impact shattered the floor, even creating a large hole in the roof. He then launched a decisive punch with all his might. Zhao Wuji's punch instantly shattered an invisible wall into 100 pieces, scattering them everywhere. At the same time, something mysterious appeared. It looked like a deep cosmic abyss, with swirling wings resembling a black spinning top. Although they didn't know what it was, they could be sure it contained incredible power. The disciples witnessing the event watched with anticipation. One by one, they exclaimed, he's opening the cave heaven realm. Why hasn't the divine sun made a move yet? I wonder how many cave heavens Zhao Wuji can open at once. I bet he's about to do it. It turned out those mysterious rings were the cave heavens. They appeared one after another, and Zhao Wuji had to fight them off. He launched countless attacks, destroying each cave heaven in turn. As he fought, Zhao Wuji calmly muttered. Counting the number of cave heavens, his face determined. 8 cave heavens, but it's still not enough. He decisively launched a decisive attack, shattering all the cave heavens swiftly. The girls, witnessing the event, exclaimed in unison, oh my god, 9 great cave heavens. Extreme cave heaven realm. The disciples gasped in astonishment. No wonder he's the primordial sacred body. He's truly powerful. No wonder it's called the ancient sacred body. It's truly incredible. Zhao Wuji raised his hand and laughed triumphantly, ha ha ha. Extreme cave heaven realm. The primordial sacred body. Xiaoyun, I'll see how you match up against me. At the same time, Xiaoyun seemed to be cultivating some secret technique. The palace around him emitted a beam of light, forming an aura that enveloped him. Everyone around was shocked. This is the sound of the Great Tao. No way. This is too fast. Xiaoyun is cultivating the Chaos Sutra. Could it be that he's about to forge the primordial sacred body? Xiaoyun sat quietly in meditation, radiating secret techniques. The universe has its own principles. All things are not all things. Only through your eyes and ears can you understand. One with me. He encouraged himself. I've reached the 63rd level. I'm almost there. I'll use one more awakening with the Chaos Sutra. Xiaoyun sat there cultivating, slowly comprehending. The 64th level, 65th level, 66th level. He continued to cultivate, reaching the 72nd level. Xiaoyun's entire body emitted a blinding light, filling the room. He leaned back and shouted, primordial sacred body, achieved. At the same time, 4 monstrous beasts appeared on a mountain. Their appearance was solemn and ferocious, their forms resembling the symbolic creatures of power. Everyone who witnessed this scene was stunned and shocked. Xiaoyun has forged the primordial sacred body. That's right, back then, when the great emperor forged the primordial sacred body. 4 divine beasts came to congratulate him. But didn't the great emperor take 600 to 700 years? And Xiaoyun, he's only how old? Lin Xiaoya exclaimed excitedly, senior brother, he succeeded. Shi Chuanwu praised, senior brother is amazing. Fu Ling smiled brightly, young master has forged the primordial sacred body so quickly. Seeing this, Zhao Wuji laughed in delight, shouting, good. You're getting stronger. Wait until I defeat you, then you'll be convinced. I have 2 great supreme sacred bodies and 9 great cave heavens. Even if you have 9 great cave heavens, I can still defeat you. Xiaoyun slowly walked towards him, his entire body radiating a dazzling light. He sneered, my spiritual strength and physical body are both stronger now. This primordial sacred body is truly powerful. Suddenly, he turned his head to another direction, as if seeing something unusual, and exclaimed in surprise, a new phenomenon. What's with this translucent area? After a moment of contemplation, Xiaoyun excitedly said, I know. This is the Chaos Realm, a realm only available to those in the soul refining realm. Now I have it too. He spread his arms to embrace the beams of light filled with magnificent lotuses. Looking up, he smiled with satisfaction and pride. The Chaos Realm can not only weaken the enemy's vitality, spells, and techniques, but it can also bind time and space. With this realm, I won't need to set up formations when fighting Emperor Li anymore. Xiaoyun clenched his fist and smiled with the brilliance of a victor who had overcome a realm few could reach. Only 26 awakenings left. But forging the primordial sacred body is worth it. Next, it's time to open the cave heaven realm. Zhao Wuji, I will definitely surpass you. As soon as he finished speaking, he flew up forcefully, creating a huge hole in the roof. The impact reverberated with a terrifying sound. Lotuses flew out and shone throughout the sky. The young disciples nearby witnessed the whole scene and exclaimed in panic. It's the Divine Son, he's opening the cave heaven realm. I wonder how many cave heavens he can open. Don't worry, he'll definitely be no worse than Zhao Wuji. At the same time, Xiaoyun rushed out, following a massive cave heaven. But these cave heavens seemed a little different from Zhao Wuji's. Surrounding them were countless lotuses. He swung his fist and shattered an invisible wall, breaking it into hundreds of pieces, scattering them everywhere. After a while, Xiaoyun had cleared countless cave heavens. He smiled slightly, with a hint of satisfaction, but he seemed to have a greater ambition. Not enough. I want to open 10 cave heavens, surpassing the extreme realm. The 10th cave heaven. He thought for a moment and began gathering energy in his fist. He launched another powerful punch. Everyone present was shocked. The ordinary people below looked up at the sky and exclaimed, there really are 10 cave heavens. Isn't it said that the cave heaven realm, 9 is the limit? Why is there a 10th cave heaven? The Divine Son, he's the first and last. Xiaoyun in the sky focused all his strength, punching a glowing lotus flower. Xiaoyun's eyes lit up with determination. He thought to himself, this 10th cave heaven is so difficult to open. I'll use my strongest attack. Xiaoyun immediately prepared his power. He focused all his strength into his right fist, getting ready to take a stance. His fist seemed to radiate light, with beams swirling around it like a vortex. He punched forward with all his might. The barrier in front of him began to crack, with countless beams of light squeezing through the fissures. From the broken void, a new space opened, swirling with bright red light. It was the 10th cave heaven. Deep whirlpools appeared next to it, just like before. Xiaoyun looked up and said softly, finally, it's done. The 10th cave heaven is not only 3 times stronger than the other cave heavens. The elders and the ordinary people all exclaimed, he has a 10th cave heaven. The speed at which Xiaoyun replenishes his spiritual energy during battle is much faster. He has a huge advantage over others at the same level. That's right, he's probably invincible at the cave heaven realm. Something like this has never happened before. Seeing this, Zhao Wuji was extremely upset. He thought to himself, he can actually open a 10th cave heaven. To defeat him, I have to win quickly, otherwise, I'll be exhausted to death. Thinking this, Zhao Wuji shot up into the sky, radiating a brilliant golden light. He shouted down, since you've broken through, then let's fight. Hearing this, Xiaoyun wasn't discouraged. He clenched his fist and said, all right, I'll grant you this favor. Xiaoyun's fist was enveloped in blinding golden light. Zhao Wuji wasn't to be outdone. He quickly charged forward to attack. The people below were abuzz. The Divine Son and Zhao Wuji are fighting. 2 great talents. It's exciting. That's right, they're going head to head right from the start. I wonder who's stronger. Zhao Wuji's fist and Xiaoyun's fist collided with a powerful impact. The two were evenly matched, neither giving an inch. The power of their battle created a massive collision. A deafening explosion that shook the heavens and the earth. Fu Ling looked up from below and said softly, young master, you guys should fight higher up. Otherwise, the Emperor Peak will be destroyed. Zhao Wuji and Xiaoyun were still high in the sky, both burning with fighting spirit. Zhao Wuji said, let's settle this with a decisive battle. Xiaoyun quickly responded, that suits me fine. Xiaoyun immediately raised his fist, gathering strength, ready to attack. Zhao Wuji wasn't to be outdone. He roared, charge. Zhao Wuji activated his skill, a hulking figure appearing behind him. He roared, War God Fusion. Xiaoyun, you're going down. Xiaoyun refused to yield. He spread his arms, illuminating both sides with his own skill. Chaotic Domain, let's see the power of Chaotic Domain. Zhao Wuji, his muscular body charged forward, launching a relentless attack towards Xiaoyun's skill. However, immediately after, Zhao Wuji was taken aback. You have domain power ahead of schedule. Zhao Wuji froze, staring at his own hands, astonished. This domain is so powerful. Seizing this opportunity, Xiaoyun landed a heavy punch to Zhao Wuji's stomach while he was distracted. You're too slow. Zhao Wuji was sent flying back, his mouth spewing blood from the blow. Capitalizing on his advantage, Xiaoyun charged forward with renewed vigor. The crowd below buzzed with chatter. It's Chaotic Domain. It's true. Back then, when the Heavenly Emperor forged the half-set of chaotic body, it also contained chaotic domain. The Divine Son is destined to surpass the Supreme Elder, Tai Shang. He's not even 20 years old. Zhao Wuji was enraged. The war god's phantom form appeared behind him. Zhao Wuji roared in fury. Damn it! Zhao Wuji spread his arms, tilted his head towards the sky, and roared, "Fusion!" Xiao Yun smirked confidently. Fusion done? Well, come get me then. A colossal fist surged towards Xiao Yun. Ha! Xiao Yun calmly met the fist, gathering his own strength for battle. He clenched his hand and said, "Bring it on." Their fists collided, creating a powerful shockwave. Zhao Wuji stumbled backward, spewing blood. The crowd erupted in cheers. Divine Son won. Incredible! Both of them are monsters. They are truly in the Divine Heaven realm? Xiao Yun landed gracefully and asked softly, "How do you feel?" Zhao Wuji sat slumped on the ground. He wiped the blood with his sleeve and replied, "Just wait. In 3 months at most, I'll open my 10th Divine Heaven." Xiao Yun crossed his arms and said smugly, "By then, I'll probably have already entered the ritual spirit realm." Zhao Wuji retorted in embarrassment and anger, "Damn, don't belittle people like that." A flashback appeared. The chaotic Saint Lord stood before the people and said, "Tomorrow, the 9-spirit secret realm will open. Any Divine Heaven realm cultivators may enter and search for the plundered spirit essence." The cultivators below whispered amongst themselves. The Saint Lord has ordered the myriad spirit secret realm to open? It's not supposed to open yet, right? You idiot. The Saint Lord is specifically opening it for the Divine Son. That's right. The Divine Son is the future of our sacred land. Back to the present, Xiao Yun smiled softly, searching for plundered spirit treasures, entering the ritual spirit realm. The Saint Lord is truly giving me a boost. The chaotic Saint Lord said solemnly to everyone, "All right, everyone disperse. Let the Divine Son and his attendants rest." The cultivators replied, "Yes." Fu Ling was standing with Xiao Yun and Zhao Wuji. She spoke softly, "Congratulations, young master, on your ascension to the Divine Heaven realm." Xiao Yun responded politely, "Fu Ling, what was that myriad spirit secret realm the Saint Lord was talking about?" Fu Ling, looking incredibly alluring, explained, "Young master, you must know that entering the ritual spirit realm requires refining spirit essence within the Divine Heaven. The myriad spirit secret realm contains the spirit essence left behind by the cultivators of the sacred land, who have slain countless demonic beasts and divine beasts over the years." Xiao Yun turned back and said gently, "The Saint Lord is truly taking care of me. None have ascended to the Divine Heaven realm. He's quickly opened the myriad spirit secret realm." Upon hearing this, Fu Ling retorted, "Of course he would take care of you. Young master, not only have you opened the unprecedented 10th Divine Heaven, you have also forged the half-set of chaotic body. It would be strange if he didn't treat you as a treasure to nurture." Xiao Yun's eyes lit up. "Fu Ling, do you know anything about the situation within this myriad spirit secret realm?" Fu Ling quickly showcased her knowledge. The myriad spirit secret realm is a space. It's said to be an independent space created by a true emperor. She quietly described, within the myriad spirit secret realm, there are mountains, rivers, and land. However, there are no living creatures. It's a desolate realm of death. Because it contains the spirit essence left behind by demonic beasts and divine beasts after their death. That's the myriad spirit cave, Fu Ling said softly. The heart of the myriad spirit secret realm has the myriad spirit cave, teeming with endless soul energy. It's the favorite place for powerful spirit essence. Fu Ling elaborated, the myriad spirit cave has 9 levels in total. The deeper you go, the stronger the spirit essence. However, you must use all your strength to enter the myriad spirit cave. If those spirit essence attack you, you'll definitely die. It seemed that Xiao Yun still didn't understand. He asked, "Fu Ling, how are spirit essence ranked? Do we need to investigate them?" Fu Ling pointed upwards with one hand and said, "Of course not. Soul bodies of different levels have different colors. There are 9 colors: scarlet, crimson, yellow, green, blue, indigo, purple, white, and gold. The further down the list, the higher the rank." Xiao Yun smiled, "Thank you for the explanation. I'll go into seclusion for now and prepare for entering the myriad spirit secret realm tomorrow." The next day, the sky was exceptionally blue. This was Dawn Yu Peak. The young man, Li Biyu, exclaimed excitedly, "Haha! Finally reached the ritual spirit realm." The other cultivators bowed respectfully. "Congratulations to the Divine Son on your ascension to the ritual spirit realm. Divine Son is so talented, invincible for ages. He sneered, that bastard Xiao Yun is dead in the True Dragon Cave, right? Who killed him? Was it Li Chengdi or Zhao Wuji? I have to thank him. One cultivator stammered helplessly, reporting to the Divine Son, Xiao Yun is still alive. Moreover, he. Upon hearing this, Li Biu roared in anger, don't stutter. Tell me what's going on with that brat, Xiao Yun. Another cultivator replied, not only did he return from the True Dragon Cave, he also ascended to become the true Divine Son. Just now, he opened the 10th Divine Heaven. Ascended to the Divine Heaven realm, and he even took Zhao Wuji as his attendant. Li Biu frowned in dissatisfaction, damn, how is that even possible? A cultivator explained, however, Divine Son. Just now the Saint Lord announced that the Myriad Spirit Secret Realm will open tomorrow. Both Divine Heaven Realm and Ritual Spirit Realm cultivators can enter, perhaps you have a chance to seek revenge. Li Biu looked up skeptically, is that so? Li Biu pondered for a moment and exclaimed, you are right. This is a good opportunity. My master, the Divine Emperor, despises the Heavenly Emperor with every fiber of his being. He will definitely find a way to help me eliminate Xiao Yun. Dawn broke the next morning, illuminating the world. Xiao Yun was meditating. He thought to himself, the limit for the Divine Heaven realm is 9 Divine Heavens. I've opened the 10th Divine Heaven. But why haven't I triggered a heavenly tribulation? If there's no heavenly tribulation, it means I haven't reached the limit. He continued to think, could there be an 11th Divine Heaven? Forget it, let me spend a few more awakenings to deduce it. Xiao Yun remained in a meditative posture, the phrase, spend one awakening to deduce, constantly echoing in his mind. His eyes slowly opened, turns out there's no 11th Divine Heaven. 9 is the limit, 10 is the perfect number. So, I need to start from a different place. Xiao Yun sighed, this can't be right. Even after dozens of awakenings, I still haven't figured it out. I only have 8 awakenings left. Forget it, stop deducing. Why hasn't the system sent me a new mission? My head hurts. Suddenly, Lin Xiaoya appeared outside Xiao Yun's door and said politely, Senior brother, the Myriad Spirit Secret Realm is about to open. Why don't you come out? Xiao Yun replied lightly, so fast? It's already morning? Let me grab my spirit essence first. Maybe there will be a new mission. Outside, Ji Xuanyu, Lin Xiaoya, and Zhao Wuji were waiting. They greeted each other, young master, you and Xuanyu and Wuji should set off for the Chaotic Master Peak. The others should be there by now. Xiao Yun replied, okay. At Chaotic Master Peak, the sun was high in the sky. Xiao Yun boomed, welcome the Divine Sun. Xiao Yun beamed, junior brothers, there's no need to be so formal. A few people below scowled with resentment. If you weren't able to control Chaotic Zhang, I would have already killed you. Xiao Yun hovered in the air, his voice echoing downwards. Li Bufan, you're hiding there, muttering to yourself. That's not the behavior of a Divine Son. Why don't you come out and fight? Those words seemed to provoke Li Biu clasped his hands and bowed, greetings to the true Divine Son. He thought to himself, fight? Let you use Chaotic Zhang to kill me? Wait for me to enter the Spirit Secret Realm. At that moment, Xiao Yun also thought, that's right. If I had been so perceptive before, I wouldn't have been beaten so badly by society. Then, the Chaotic Saint Lord appeared. If everyone is here, then prepare to enter the Spirit Secret Realm. Remember, do your best. Though the spirit essence are remnant souls after death, they are not to be underestimated. Everyone replied in unison, yes. The Chaotic Saint Lord lightly stroked his finger, as if giving an order. A magical vortex appeared. The Chaotic Saint Lord pointed at it and said, this is the Myriad Spirit Secret Realm. Enter, he warned, remember, you must exit within 3 days. If not, the Myriad Spirit Secret Realm will close, and you will definitely die. Xiao Yun swiftly flew forward. Inside the Myriad Spirit Secret Realm, Xiao Yun saw the scenery and thought, this place doesn't have any heaven and earth spirit energy. It's completely isolated from the outside world. Suddenly, a sharp sword flew towards him. The blade was aimed directly at Xiao Yun. He pondered, someone couldn't hold back and attacked right after he entered? A hand shot up, releasing a brilliant beam of light. It was Xiao Yun. He used his technique to block the attack. The source of the enemy's power dissipated. Xiao Yun leaned back arrogantly and taunted, Li Bufan, do you think a flying sword can kill me? You're too naive. Li Bufan, humiliated and enraged, unleashed a barrage of attacks, declaring, Xiao Yun, don't get too cocky. This is the myriad spirit secret realm. You can't rely on the power of chaotic Zhang. Let's see how I force you to beg for mercy today. Deathly Chi eastward sword. The flying sword surged towards Xiaoyun like a tiger pouncing on its prey. But it couldn't even touch his skin. Xiaoyun smiled lightly and countered, instantly turning Li Bufan's flying sword into dust. He advised, don't flaunt such scrap metal. It's embarrassing. Li Bufan fumed, summoning countless spatial rifts in the sky. Black Chi enveloped him. Li Bufan said confidently, don't get so smug. I'm a divine son, a realm higher than you. Let's see how I crush you. As soon as the words left his lips, both sides launched into a furious onslaught of fists. Everyone witnessed the scene before them, their jaws dropping in awe. They murmured amongst themselves, look. The Saint's Son and the Divine Son are fighting. Li Bufan is really holding a grudge. I wonder if the Divine Son can beat the Saint's Son. Zhao Wuji, observing from the side, scoffed, this guy. Wherever he goes, there are enemies. He's already become the true Divine Son, and he still has enemies in the chaotic sacred land. He's really asking for trouble. Ji Xuanyu listened and explained, Zhao Saint's son, Xiao Xin your brother is different from you. You were born a heaven's darling, but Xiao Xin your brother started as an ordinary person. He only rose up after practicing the chaotic sutra. That's why some people don't like him. Xiaoyun charged forward, landing a swift punch directly to Li Bufan's face. Li Bufan was sent flying backwards in the direction of the punch. Xiaoyun mocked, Li Bufan, is this all the skill you've gained since ascending to the ritual spirit realm? Show me your true abilities. With one side of his face swollen, Li Bufan scrambled to escape, which Xiaoyun quickly noticed. Xiaoyun was puzzled, his face turning pale. He muttered, damn, he's running away? Didn't we just start fighting? With the enemy fleeing, Xiaoyun no longer felt like fighting. He turned to his two teammates and said, alright, let's continue inwards. Xiao Wuji agreed, okay. Ji Xuanyu quickly replied, yes, senior brother. Li Bufan glanced back, his cheeks swollen and red. He was unconvinced and indignant, muttering, damn it. That bastard is so strong. But just wait, I'll make sure you die without a burial ground. Night descended. A few white clouds adorned the high sky. Leaves, blown by the wind, gently drifted along the breeze. Xiaoyun led the way, flying ahead. He wondered, why do we have to choose Divine Beast Spirit Essence to refine Spirit Essence in the ritual spirit realm? Humans at the Transcendent Realm or higher can also produce Spirit Essence. Xiao Wuji scoffed, humph, you don't even understand this? You really have a limited view. You need to read more. No culture is scary. Ji Xuanyu followed behind and explained. Xiao Senior brother, we refine Spirit Essence because we're in the Awakening Realm. Awakening innate divine powers from these Spirit Essence. Humans don't possess these innate divine powers. Xiaoyun glanced back, a smile on his lips, so that's how it is. Then, his gaze turned serious. I have 10 divine heavens. I wonder if there are enough Spirit Essence from golden-colored divine beasts here for me to use. Suddenly, a voice echoed, causing the three to turn around simultaneously. Humph, such a presumptuous young man. He wants to use Divine Beast Spirit Essence for all 10 divine heavens? Xiao Wuji roared in astonishment, who? A massive bird flapped its wings, sending divine energy flying in disarray. It roared in anger, you disciples of the chaotic sacred land, while your current generation is inferior to the past. At least the previous generation was somewhat reliable. You're the first person to dare to speak like that. Xiaoyun's group stood there, staring at the massive bird before them. Ji Xuanyu, realizing the danger, warned, Xiao Senior brother, be careful. This is the lightning falcon divine beast. Among birds, its flying speed is second only to the golden-winged great eagle divine beast, making it incredibly difficult to deal with. In contrast to Ji Xuanyu's worry, Xiaoyun was calm and composed, saying casually, it's just a divine beast. It can't even catch my eye. The lightning falcon divine beast charged forward. Roaring, a divine heaven realm brat dares to be so cocky. I'll show you the power of divine beast strength. Xiaoyun casually waved his hand, using the golden bell skill. A protective layer appeared, shielding him from the lightning falcon divine beast's torrential attack. The lightning falcon divine beast was forced back. It exclaimed in astonishment, You have mastered the golden bell skill to the great completion realm? Xiaoyun scoffed, humph, you know this technique? Upon hearing this, the lightning falcon divine beast grew even angrier. It roared, "Humph, I was killed by the one who created this technique." Enraged to the core, the lightning falcon divine beast spread its wings, flapping them forcefully at Xiao Yun. The leaves, drifting in the wind, were unconsciously swept away by the strong winds generated by its massive wings. It roared confidently, "Don't think that just because you know one technique, you're great. In my lifetime, I could kill one of your divine sons. In the 3,000 years since my death, I've killed 2 more. Xiao Yun punched upwards, roaring, "Invincible fist seal." A giant fist emerged, blocking the attack from the lightning falcon divine beast. Xiao Yun frowned, pondering. This divine beast spirit essence has actually killed 2 divine sons. Seems like spirit essence are really not easy to deal with. His fist continued its onslaught, aiming straight for the lightning falcon divine beast. The Thunder Eagle Saint Beast, with a bloody lip from the punch, asked in astonishment, "Xiao Yun, this is a half-step chaotic body. You, how old are you? 50? Xiao Yun controlled his technique with a raised hand, smiling triumphantly, 50? I'm only 17. Don't waste your breath. Watch me catch this vicious beast, along with you. The Thunder Eagle Saint Beast, realizing the situation was dire, decided to flee. However, it couldn't bear to be defeated, so it challenged with a provocative tone. Brat, you'll regret this. This Saint Beast will kill you. Ji Zhanwu beside him asked in confusion. Senior brother Xiao, you could easily capture it. Why let it go? Xiao Yun replied, if I don't let it go, how will it help me attract a true spirit beast? Ji Zhanwu finally understood Xiao Yun's intention. She happily said, right, it has a deep grudge against the Holy Land, but its strength isn't enough. To avenge itself, it needs to find a stronger true spirit beast. Then, she turned to Xiao Yun and informed him, Zhao Wuji just left. Do we need to look for him? We'll be more certain with 2 people. Xiao Yun laughed, no need. It's just a true spirit beast. I can handle it alone. The 2 of them moved slowly through the strong wind. Xiao Yun instructed Ji Zhanwu. Junior sister Ji, you should rest for a while. Wait patiently here. Ji Zhanwu agreed. Yes, I'll listen to senior brother. Xiao Yun sat down softly, pondering silently. I can't bear the thought of being unable to transcend the limitations of the heavenly movement realm. Why not take advantage of this opportunity and use my remaining awakenings? I'll use one awakening to deduce the method of transcending the heavenly movement realm limitations. Xiao Yun and Ji Zhanwu sat down to rest. Xiao Yun's body emitted electric currents, making him the brightest spot in the area. He thought wistfully, humph, I've used up all 8 remaining awakenings. It's a pity there wasn't even a little progress. When will the... Xiao Yun smiled, waiting expectantly. Soon, a system notification appeared. Kill 1 gold-colored true spirit, reward 100 awakenings. Kill 1 white-colored true spirit. Reward 30 awakenings. Kill 1 purple-colored true spirit, reward 10 awakenings. Xiao Yun secretly rejoiced, system, I love you. The final mission has arrived. Xiao Yun started to laugh heartily. My fellow mortals, you're about to defy heaven again. With all these true spirits here, you still worry? How can you not break through to the heavenly movement realm limit? Seeing him laugh like that, Ji Zhanwu was a little confused, asking, Senior brother, what's wrong? Seeing her ask, he quickly startled, saying, nothing, just thinking about some interesting things. Then he became serious again, turning his gaze ahead. 1 purple-colored true spirit for 100 awakenings. But true spirit beasts are extremely rare. It's a pity. If I encounter one, I'll capture it first, then we'll talk. As for other true spirits, kill them directly. Suddenly, a flock of eagles flew in. One of them said, Brat, you're still here? You're so bold. Hearing this, Xiao Yun replied, Thunder Eagle, you really didn't disappoint me. You even brought so many helpers. I don't know how to thank you. Hearing his arrogant words, the eagle pointed to the golden eagle behind it and said, Stop being cocky. Our king is here. This time, you're dead for sure. Seeing this, Ji Zhanwu said to her senior brother, This is the golden-winged rock. It's extremely fast. Be careful. Hearing her say that, Xiao Yun was even more excited. Its supernatural ability must be extreme speed. It's perfect for a sacrifice. The Rock King, hearing this, roared in anger and commanded, Tear this arrogant brat to shreds for me. The eagles immediately charged, careful, Wu Huang's magic. Attack, kill. They swiftly charged towards the 2 who stood there. He stretched out his hand to shield her. Stay behind me, junior sister. You have seen your brother here. These true spirits are just trash, they can't harm you. She nodded in agreement, yes. Secretly, she thought, senior brother Xiao is so handsome, and he's so gentle and considerate. Then he raised his hand, summoning numerous swords. Myriad sword flow, a chaotic army. What use is there in numbers? Immediately, the swords surged towards the eagles. After a cup of tea, from a large crowd, now only a few remained. He glanced at them and mocked the Thunder Eagle, the reinforcements you brought are quite meager. Not enough for me to kill. Hearing this, they became even more enraged and charged forward. Let's attack. Form a formation and kill him. All right. Then, they flew around him, forming a circle to trap him. Xiao Yun continued to use his chaotic realm. Flowers instantly appeared, surrounding them, causing the eagles to widen their eyes in astonishment. What's going on? My speed is slowing down. Mine too. Stay here. Invincible fist seal. He shouted, creating a massive golden fist. The fist instantly struck down the rest. Then, he raised his hand and commanded, seal the last two for me. The only two remaining eagles were panicked and terrified. How did this happen? Wu Huan, save us. He bound the two eagles with magic and said, junior sister. Seeing this, she approached and said, thank you, senior brother. Then she looked at the eagles and smiled cheerfully, this is a white-colored true spirit. Senior brother Xiao is really good to me. He smiled happily and refreshingly, so quickly. I have over 300 awakenings. Thinking, he turned to the rock and said, golden-winged rock, why didn't you stop me? The Rock King arrogantly replied, as he said, they're just trash. What use are they? He swooped down, not forgetting to taunt, watch your performance. You must be immortal, right? Kill you, those immortal old men of the chaotic Holy Land will definitely die of heartbreak. Before he could unleash his attack, Xiao Yun raised both hands, chaotic realm. However, the rock easily pierced through it. Xiao Yun was completely taken aback, his eyes widening in astonishment. This guy's speed is too fast. Even the chaotic realm can't hold it back. The rock raised its leg toward him. But he countered with the invincible fist seal. The rock retreated, saying, you do have some talent, however, you're destined to die today. Then, it started to attack. The attack quickly formed into a whirlwind, a spatial rift. Xiao Yun saw this and was quite surprised. He used the golden bell transformation. Then, Xiao Yun continued to use myriad sword flow, unleashing a barrage of swords. However, the Rock King quickly caught all of them. Seeing this, he gritted his teeth and furrowed his brow. This guy's speed is too strong. My attacks are completely unable to reach him. What should I do? Suddenly, he remembered, right? How could I forget about spirit attack? Then, he started to use this. Immovable King's Seal. He created a golden figure with clasped hands. Seeing him use this technique, the rock's eyes widened in astonishment, and its entire body trembled. You still know spirit attacks. Its movements were immediately restricted. You're ultimately just a true spirit, not a soul remnant. Therefore, your weakness is spirit power. Next, become my sacrifice. He looked at it, raised a hand and used the grip technique. Hearing him say that, the rock became even more enraged. You want me to be your sacrifice? Dream on. It launched another attack. Xiao Yun instinctively stepped back a little. A golden eagle flew over the heads of Ji Zhanwu and Xiao Yun. The eagle emitted a faint pink glow. And the pink color flowed down from its body onto the ground. Where it fell, small flames erupted.